Okay, mics are live. Nobody say anything silly.
Poop.
Actually, everybody say something silly. I feel lonely by myself, talking all by myself.
Something silly.
I love it. It's
Skipping
perfect.
toilet.
Everybody say something silly at the same time.
Haru, where are you?
That wasn't very.
I'm
silly.
here. I mean, we are
Okay.
live.
Yes, we are live.
Oh,
Wait.
hi to everyone.
I'm gonna jump over. Check out our music studio. Oh, there you are. Check out our music studio. How do I have a better picture of you? I have the glamour shot now, so I'm gonna change it, okay? Here we go. I just got Haru's glamour shot
Ooh.
photo. We need to update it because it's so glamorous. I think the world deserves to see like the full extent of your shiny hair.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I also I have to say my apologies for my pronunciation, but I'm not a native language in English, so a mother tongue in English. And so maybe I will say a lot of stupid things because of this, but sorry.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm gonna say a lot of stupid things too. Actually,
We can make it a contest.
we can. Oh wait, well, oh my gosh, look at him! He's so enormous. His head is like the size of a building. I love it. Can you like reach the top of the Eiffel Tower for me? How to and bring me down like a baguette?
Now I'm also trying to see our stream on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, make sure you mute the stream on YouTube. Oh my god, he's huge!
Yes,
I'm so
I just saw
prepared for
how-
this. We were so prepared. Get it? Because I have barriers.
Yes. Very law accurate.
Yes. Nikki's here, Mamo's here. Thanks for stopping by, even if you can't stay long. I appreciate it. Okay, I shrunk you down with my mind powers, Haru. You're normal size again.
Oh, perfect. I'm giant.
You'll be normal size in a few seconds. There's a little bit of a delay, just a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Na.
I love it.
Yes. That's the effect I have on people IRL.
Okay, so now that we've gotten a little bit of the scuff out of the way, not all of the scuff, there will be more scuff when I tried to get the YouTube video up. Hi, Saga! We're going to talk about a song that we worked on for a wonderful, great VTubing group called Fizz Connect Euphoria. So let's maybe I'll go across, maybe starting with Serena, like in order from left to right, and introduce ourselves. I want everybody to know that this is Serena's like YouTube VTuber type debut, and she has been practicing her introduction. So everybody,
Practice. I don't need practice. Gosh.
crank up your volume. She really is. She is about to knock your socks off. Ready, do it.
Gosh, build me up so
Pressure.
much. And it's all justified. Well, greetings. You are being graced with the princess.
It's okay.
This is
I love
very.
it.
It's pre-debut stuff. Okay. Okay. That doesn't happen. That never happened. Okay. Greetings. You are being graced with the presence of Princess Serena Aria Alicia, Fae Princess of Dreams. Okay. Would I like to go first?
Third time's the charm. You got this.
Okay, yes. Well, but then this is why it's pre-debut, but yes. Greetings, you are being graced with the presence of Princess Serena Aria Alicia, Fae Princess of Music and Weaver of Dreams. Normally such an honor would only be granted to the highest of a select few, but it is through my good graces that you have been bestowed this audience today. You may kneel now.
Yes, Queen, I kneel. Ha ha ha.
I am
love
kneeling.
it. TLDR, Serena's British. We love her. That was beautiful.
Is that why
Yay,
it's
yeah, you're my new Oshi. Yay.
Woo!
So would you want to tell us really quick, like summarize what you did on the song? Hi, Afix, thanks for coming.
Yes, well, so basically, Ferris brought me on to do an orchestral arrangement for the bridge in the song.
Yeah.
I think I was sent a reference of I think it was an Aqua Minato song or something like that, and where the bridge suddenly went a bit more orchestral, and I was like,
Oh, I did that was
Yes.
Mikochi, actually.
Yes, it was.
Ah,
It's
well,
Flower Rhapsody, I believe.
Yeah.
okay, that was it. Yes. Okay, yes. Sorry, I'm a fake fan, aren't I? Yes. But I happily rose to the challenge, and I gave Ferris way more instruments than they probably ever needed for this section. I was like, yeah, orchestra.
No,
go.
you can never have too many instruments, Serena. Never.
Yeah, I think that came more from just me not knowing what to put in the orchestra, you know? I'm like, I can have some strings, some brass. I'm like, what else? What else do you need? I don't know. But Serena knows what she's doing, so
Yeah,
she
for
just put
real.
everything else in there for me. Yeah.
You're our go-to
Also,
girl
you
for
you
orchestra
can
stuff.
yes, 100%. You can probably, I don't know if like orchestral arrange. You can put Serena's title as just the orchestra, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna change
I
it.
am the orchestra. Entirely
Yeah.
just me.
Because technically arranger's not fully accurate, I think.
Right. I mean,
I
yeah,
have-
you did some
Is this-
arranging, but yeah, the orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, I would have happily arranged the entire song if given the opportunity. But
Yeah,
no,
like
Yes.
Ferris, you did all of the synth stuff
Yeah.
and
yes,
I did everything else.
Yeah.
yeah. I think,
Everything else besides the orchestra.
yeah.
yes, I think the synths were very well. It was very good to hand all the synth stuff to Ferris. That is the furthest ballpark away from my, orchestral magic,
Yeah.
and it was excellent.
That's why we're like a good team, right? Everybody has like a strong suit, and we put our talents
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I feel like we are pretty, like, we cover quite a wide range with just the four of us here.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, the four of us are just part of the team. We also had Jen, who did audio editing, and Sai, who played the guitar, who is on an airplane to visit Ferris right now.
He just landed like 10 seconds ago.
Oh my gosh, tell him to get his butt to your house really fast.
We'll see. He'll need to drive here.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
take a bit.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
He can
We don't
join
have
the stream while
teleportation yet.
driving. What could go wrong?
All right, well, Ferris, I would say it's your turn to introduce yourself and talk about what your role was in the song.
Okay, I gotta think of an intro. But before, since I don't have an intro, I'll just say hello. I am Ferris. I compose. I write music. I like idol music.
Yeah.
I like Super Auto Pets.
Yeah.
I like Skibbity Toilet.
Not so,
Um,
yeah.
No, Skibbity Toilet's the best. Wait, oh, you guys haven't seen it yet. You guys weren't part of the people I made watch it. That's why.
That's
Okay.
I
that's
don't
for
know
another
if
stream,
I'm-
Ferris.
One
The
day.
Skibbity Toilet
Yeah.
movie is maybe next month, okay?
I
Yes,
don't know
yes.
if I am lucky that I'm not seeing
Oh,
Hard.
see-
You have to see it. You have to.
Have
I'll
you
make
really
you watch
derailed
it.
the stream into being a Skibbity Toilet discussion stream? Gosh.
That's a core part of my identity. So
Yeah. I respect your identity, but but we have a topic.
Okay. Well, that's my intro. I wrote, I composed
Yeah.
the song, and I arranged the song
Mhm.
minus the orchestra parts, and I also mixed the song. And
yeah.
Haru did the mastering.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah, okay.
And
guess
I
I'll-
also
yeah.
gathered everyone here.
You did.
Like the Avengers.
The Avengers, yeah, we're the legally distinct Avengers. Da 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 da. If it's only 4 notes, you can't copyright it. Anyway,
Is that true?
that
The
is the
D-Avengers,
law.
yes.
You can play the first 4 notes of a song and not get copyright stricken.
I heard it was the first 7 notes, so that's why the unlimited theme in Wicked is the first 7 notes of Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Really?
7.
Wow, we got like 3 whole more notes to work with then. Wow, I gotta start getting real creative.
Yeah, there's so much more
Actually,
you can
wait,
rip
I-
off.
I thought you just can't copyright melodies. I feel
No,
like.
you can copyright a melody, but you can't
can?
copyright a chord progression.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, from like the I'm derailing, but from the like music lawsuit videos, it seems like it just doesn't matter in the end.
It's probably it
It's just
probably just
nothing
comes down to
matters.
who has the better lawyer, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I have learned. Anyways, Steph.
Anyways, my turn. Hello. Yoroshiku wa. It's me, Stephanie. I'm the bear who wrote the lyrics. Yeah, so the staff sent me the story of Space Opera 9000, which I came up with the title for also. And then I wrote the lyrics and I did a demo and then I got to sit back and let the very talented singers do their thing and all of the audio people do their thing. So it's always really fun to start this project with nothing and then watch it grow and then get to the point where I write the lyrics and then hand it off to people who are gonna do their stuff and then it turns into like a whole song with art and animation and stuff. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was pretty much me. Haru, do you want to introduce yourself?
I am to introduce myself, okay. After the official presentation of Sarina, maybe my presentation will be poor, but
I mean, it's a tough act to
I will
follow,
try.
but you go
Yeah.
for it.
Most are in comparison.
Yeah, it's very difficult set the standard above Sarina. Anyway,
classic.
I'm Haru. I work on the mastering of the song, so the last process before the song will be released. And I, in general, a composer. I love J rock, J metal.
Yeah.
I write very complex chord progression or arrangement very busy in some point. I love very emotional melody and in general I love food.
Food, yeah. Who doesn't love food?
Oh yes.
especially Italian food.
Yeah, so as the resident Italian, what is your favorite kind of pasta?
Maybe spaghetti
Oh,
and
yeah.
maybe a pasta macaroni. So
Oh, yeah.
the classical Italian pasta.
Yeah, those sound great. I'm coming to your house for dinner. I might have to swim
Yeah,
first.
I think if we all meet up one day, we're definitely having Haru cook us some pasta.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely yes, yes.
It shows what the real thing is like.
I love cook. I feel that music in some way it's very similar to cooking.
Ooh.
So
Interesting
in,
analogy.
yes, in certain way you use certain ingredients, certain flavors to complete a very unique dish. So it's like a song. So you choose your type of pasta, your type of sauce, your type maybe of pepper, and bring your dish to life like a song.
Yeah, we're all chefs, right?
Yes, we are all chef.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Space Opera 9000 gets a chef's kiss from all of us, I think.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so actually,
Um,
I would love to play the song for everybody, and then after that, I kind of want to talk about more in depth, like what the process was, like our workflow, what software we use, and things like that. So,
yeah.
let's show
Yes.
off a little. I'm gonna put up a display capture. I'm gonna wait. Wait. I'm gonna try and capture my Firefox. Give me a minute. Okay, we got window capture. Yeah, that's the one. And then Firefox? Is this okay? Hopefully, maybe. Let's see. Window. Oh, okay. Here it is. Yeah. Okay, Let me just cut out all the distracting stuff on the side. And then we'll watch the video. Yay! Sorry, Serena, I didn't mean to block your gorgeous face. Luckily, me and Ferris are so short, it really doesn't phase us. Oh, I said phase, get it? Because it's phase connect. Okay.
You also could have made it a triple pun with phase and like
Millie's here!
phase,
Look,
you know.
Crimizzy and Rock gave us compliments? Oh my gosh, people are actually in the chat. I'm not used to this.
Hello, Millie.
Hello, Millie. It's great to see
What was
you
it?
here. Thanks for coming. I'm a little embarrassed because Millie watches like professional VTubers all day for a living. But thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you a lot. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you guys ready to listen to our
Yes.
masterpiece?
Yes, let's go.
Yes.
Hi, Cremisia.
And sing along if you want, okay?
Okay, you'll have to do the singing because we'll have a delay if we're watching on stream.
It doesn't matter.
We'll
That'll
follow.
make it funny.
We'll follow off of you.
Okay. Maybe we'll just listen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah,
Am I on
well,
time?
everybody do the whoa-wows when we get to the whoa-wows, okay? Deal?
Okay.
Okay.
Follow me beyond the galaxy. I gotta stay clean. I learned to play this game across a violet nebula where voices yell my name. It's coming back to me, a captive memory. I'm gonna go berserk where dangers lurk upon me. So be prepared. I'll cast you into the flame, the stars that burn. Now tell me, are you scared? That softly radiating cosmic rays
That's my
will lead
child.
you astray. Piercing like a
Oh, I pressed the
comet
button again, me
breaking
too.
sound.
Sorry, I got too excited.
Tell
I'll
me,
take it
are
back.
you scared? That softly radiating cosmic rays will lead you astray.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Am I on
Sorry,
time?
guys.
Fighting with an adamant heart, never looking
Wait,
back.
someone give me a timestamp.
We got Red 6 in the chat. Let's take it go. Nobody needs to stop.
Moving like a meteor strike.
Oh wait, I just saw the stuff. Did you? Oh.
Until we
Steph, are we at the whoa wows yet?
What's the
How
timestamp?
are we not at the whoa whoa?
What's the timestamp?
Steph, okay, I'm gonna start singing.
And counting.
1:45. Okay, cool.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm just about to
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa,
I'll sing my orchestra. Okay, now we're on the orchestra. Whoa! I do love how they did use my entire name to credit it. Like, everyone's like, Sai, Ferris, Steph, Princess Serena. Oh, yeah,
Is it usually not like that for your credits?
Key change! Hell yeah!
We take. See that Ferris beat drop. Seriously, Ferris, I'm gonna need to ask you for where you got these drums for afterwards.
The drums?
Yeah, like at some point, so I can finally conquer the frontier that is electronic music that I have not yet conquered yet.
I'll I'll send them to you.
Whoa! Yay!
Whoa,
What a banger starring Five
whoa,
Hot Ladies. I
whoa.
love that. Yay!
Whoa,
Yes.
whoa, whoa.
Yes, women.
Yeah, we like women in this room. Okay,
Ah,
so that was a great song. I'm sorry I pressed a button in the middle of it, but you know what? If you that is a good impetus, I think, for you, the viewer, to later after the stream, go and to the link that I put in the description and listen to the real Space Opera 9000 without my terrible running commentary, and support the
And our
girls,
wowos?
support Phase, support Euphoria for the first anniversary. Very very good times. With that being said, now I want to talk about the workflow, the process, which of course starts with Ferris. So Ferris, tell us all about your process and like so many songs, did this one start in the shower for you?
Yes. You mentioned, I was gonna say the shower, and then you beat me to it.
I know that the
You
shower
beat
is
me
a
to it,
very
Steph.
important part of the process for you. So, I just wanted to
Yes.
start there.
It's a magical
Yes.
place.
I mean, like, some songs don't start in the shower, but like, I think like 90% of them do. And I remember this one was definitely in the shower.
Yeah.
So I got my references.
Right, Saf sent us
And
references.
yeah, so am I allowed to say the references? I'm not sure. But either way,
think
I
the
got
audience can guess.
I got the yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll have the audience guess
Yeah.
for that, but I got my references and then I was like, okay, it's time to do this. It's time to write. It's time to get into zone.
Yeah.
And by the zone, I mean the shower.
Yeah, the shower.
And then I hopped in the shower, and then I just started. I turned the shower on, and then just started dancing in there.
You dance in the shower?
then I
But
got
how do
the-
you do that without falling down?
Yes, I am extra careful. I've not
Be
fallen
careful.
down
Please,
yet.
don't break any bones while you're composing. Okay, this just saying, composing is a very dangerous job. It involves dancing in the shower. If you break a bone, Ferris Music Incorporated is not liable for your broken bones.
Yes.
We do not advise. We are not lawyers, but we do not legally advise dancing in the shower. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like light dance. Like once you get into it, it's hard not to.
Sure, sure.
You just start like bopping your head. It's an important part. Then after that, I go on the computer, which is a much sadder place than the shower, because then I have to actually do things.
Right. It's so hard to get out of your imagination and into a doll sometimes.
Yeah, no, it really is. I think like depending on the project, sometimes I try to have like a lot of it written before I even touch like my DAW.
Yeah.
Just because I know that like the moment I touch my DAW, my idea is gonna, instantly seem a lot worse. And then like 10 hours in is gonna be the best thing ever.
Right.
But I wanna keep it. But in the shower, it's the best thing ever. So I wanna hold that state for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I got it. The shower vibes. My friend
Yeah.
John is gonna dance in the shower now. Thanks, Ferris.
Be safe. Yes.
Dance safely.
Safe.
Yeah.
I advocate for
Don't do
safe,
anything Ferris wouldn't
safe shower
do.
dancing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
probably
writing
don't even do
process.
some of the things that I would do. Is what I
Well,
would
what
say.
outfits did we use during the production of Space Opera 9000? Well, obviously, the girls all have, wonderful artists who drew them in wonderful costumes. We just wore probably our pajamas, right?
Yeah.
Mm, yes. I have to admit that sometimes, not always, because when I'm in studio, I use normal clothes. But when I am at home, at my home studio, sometimes I'm in pajama. So I
Yeah.
work like this.
Awesome. I thought you wore a suit everywhere, Haru.
No.
Like a fine tailored Italian suit, just wear it to everything.
No,
yes,
no.
yes. I saw Haru's suit pictures. I'm like, dang, those look
Yeah,
good.
yes. I love suit, but maybe not for compose or for mixing. Maybe it's too formal. I don't know if the correct word. It's too.
Too formal. What is this concept?
Yes, yes.
Meanwhile, Serena shows up to everything in like a full on period costume, so there's that.
I wouldn't call it a period costume. I guess like Lisa Fashion is inspired by some periods, but not necessarily a direct period costume.
Yeah, vaguely Elizabethan fashion. Yeah.
Just don't get me going autistic about Lisa Fashion. Okay.
Oh yeah, no,
That'll be a different stream.
that's like a whole other stream. We'll do that another time. So Ferris, I think we were talking about maybe like how your writing style is very melody driven, right? Like you come up with the melody 1st.
Mhm. Yes, that's why it always starts in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where the best melodies come. I mean, sometimes I can like take a walk, but then I have to go outside, and then I don't know how I feel about going outside.
What's wrong with outside,
Um,
Ferris?
It's well, right now it's cold
True.
because I'm in Canada,
Oh
but
yeah, boo.
normally
Canada.
outside has there's like scary things like I don't know, like people, grass.
You ever meet a bear like in the wild?
Not yet.
about a
I've seen
moose?
like no meese. I haven't seen any meese yet, but I've seen a few deer.
Oh,
Um,
shikanoko noko noko kashtan, right? That's
Yeah.
You know what though? You know, maybe if you saw a bear or a moose, you'd get a great idea for melody.
Maybe, yeah. If I saw a bear, I'd probably just start running away. And maybe the
Ferris, I got some
adrenaline
bad
can
news
like,
for you, buddy.
yeah. Ah! Oh my god, it's a bear! Steph, can you like make my chibi like run away?
Yeah. Gow!
Are Ah!
No, wait,
Save
Ferris, come back.
me.
The interview's not over yet.
Okay.
I'm pulling you back in with my mind powers.
Yeah, we were talking about melodies.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's very melody is very important. I think oh my god, my chibi just ran away on the stream with the delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's about it. I don't have too much to say about that.
Yeah, so like the chord progression kind of follows your melody that you came up with, right?
Mm. Yeah, or for me, like when I write the melody, I already kind of know what chords are under it.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
your
if that
music
makes sense.
brain. That's
Like,
your big music brain, right?
yeah, it's like as a set, you know.
Yeah, it
I
comes
come up with them
together.
as a
Sometimes that happens.
as
to
a
me
kind of
too.
set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
actually, what I generally have like a rough idea of what kind of chord progression it'll be. Like if it starts on like this chord or that chord. So I have like a very rough structure, but when
Yeah.
and then I have that before I think of the melody. But then once the melody's there, I'm like, oh yeah, these are the right chords. It's just because I've been doing it for a while and the intuition.
Yeah. By the way,
is
Kervisia welcomed you
built up
back
now.
after you came back. So people do miss you when
Oh,
you're
thank
gone.
you.
Just FYI.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So then
I'm glad to
I
hear.
also wanted to talk to you a little bit about like like when you lay down the synths, right? That go with the melody and the
Yes.
chords and everything like that. Do you have like a process for that?
Ooh, like arranging is a bit. It doesn't come as naturally to me, but I still do a good job. It's just a tiny bit more brain power
I mean, you've been doing
usage.
a lot
But
of arranging. For someone who says they're not an arranger, you have been doing lots and lots of
Yeah.
arranging.
that's true. I'm gonna continue to say that. Because it's not, I feel like, I mean, I do it, but it's not like it's not what I'm best at. It's not where my soul is.
But you're getting really good at it.
But yeah,
anyway, but yeah.
yeah. I feel like for arranging, you just put in stuff. Or my kind of philosophy is like you put in some drums, you put in some bass, and then you put in some like the like padding and stuff, you know, so that's usually like guitars or like if you have like pad synths
Ooh.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's then you have like one or two things at the top. So that's either like a violin or like in this case it's a synth that goes like wee 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 wee.
I love the thing that goes wee woo wee woo wee woo. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Wee woo, wee
yeah.
Wee wee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, I mean, as somebody who kind of dabbles in that myself, right? I would say like sometimes the synths are kind of like intuitive or like you just play around with them. But for things that mirror real instruments, right? Like the drums or the bass, you do need sort of like a baseline knowledge of like how that works in actual music, right? So how did you learn to do that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I know I definitely this is like a few years ago now, and by few I mean maybe many years ago. But when I was starting out, I definitely played a little bit of bass, and I even tried learning a little bit of drums
Oh.
myself too.
So having a little
I had,
practical
like-
experience seems like it goes a long way in your case, huh?
I think so. I think so. I mean, like if you're not super like intuitive on it yet, then I think just like learning about how those instruments work, and even just like I don't know, like air drumming.
Ooh.
I air drum sometimes when I don't know what to.
But to
what to
play the
do.
air drums, do you feel like you need to have played the real drums like at least once?
Maybe it helps.
I wonder. I'm
It
wondering now if I should pick up a
yeah.
drum kit because my downstairs neighbors will
I
just love that.
I always play air drums. I think it helps very well to find the right
Oh.
groove because you have a physically impact with the song. So if you try to follow a beat you have in mind, you automatically start to move your hands and your feet accordingly with your song. And when you choose it or you play around the VST or maybe your electronic drums, you find the right groove for it instead to use something that is pre-made.
That's so interesting. It's almost like
Yeah.
you feel the beat like physically.
Yes.
It's interesting because for me, I just sometimes, well, oftentimes it's just in my head, but then occasionally I might make just some kind of mouth noises for some drum fills. But I've never air drummed before. It's all sort of mouth drummed, I guess, or brain drummed.
Yeah, mouse drum is pretty nice too.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
like-
Beatbox a little, right? Like boom, tsh, boom, 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 tsh, right? Yeah.
No, not even full on beatbox. I mean, I just feel like
I can do so
oh,
a tiny bit of beatbox.
oh, was it
Please,
Harry beatbox
regale
debut?
us, please.
Hmm.
I heard a little
I
bit.
don't know
You
if
might be being you might be being noise.
Man, I think the noise
Yeah, I
cancel
think the
is.
noise canceling got some.
Oh,
Oh
no,
man,
noise-
attention
no, no.
deprived.
no
Yeah.
no I never understand how delete the noise cancellation on Discord.
Yeah, that's tough for me too, actually, when I'm, streaming with other people. So maybe we'll work on that together when you help me with my stream audio next time.
Yes, yeah, but in general, if I don't do air drum, I often sing the drum piece like tum tum cha tu tum tu tum cha stick it in tum ta tu tum like that.
Oh yeah.
That was a sick beat. I love that.
Tupi tupi tum sta tu tum tu tu stuck it in tum.
Oh, hey,
Like
it's the drum beat I use on every single pre-chorus.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to add too before we move on to the next topic that like I also definitely spend a lot of time starting out like just trying to copy other like drums or like bass or like just anything from songs that I liked. So, I think it's a very good idea if you have a song you like that has like a cool drum fill, just like to copy that thing exactly and put it in your own song.
Yeah, I think definitely
Um,
for especially for like a lot of like idol anime song type stuff, right? There's sort of a similar structure. And it's not to say that like all the drum beats are the same all the time, but there's always a part where you're supposed to go ooh hi, and it's because of how the
Yeah.
drums are structured in that part. So like if you listen to a lot of songs like that, you'll kind of pick up on like how do the drums go in this part? Like where are the hi hats open? Are they closed? Like how much snare do we have in this part as opposed to the rest of the song, right?
It's funny because I know the exact drum beat that we would do the all high to.
Yeah, so it's a thing. You find patterns. You find patterns in other music, and you can apply it to your own, while putting your own spin on it. I think. But so first for this song, right? It was more of like EDM type drums, right?
yes, it was. So yeah, I had to go find stuff to copy for that too.
Yeah. So that's.
I don't remember what I copied, but I copied something, I'm sure.
But I mean, like you have a very diverse range. I feel like when it comes to drums, because you can do like the traditional drum kit or the EDM type drums, right?
Yes.
So I'm proud
yes.
of you. Good job on the drums. It was a really good beat. Yeah.
Yeah, they do really hit quite hard, especially that kick drum and everything. And I'm like, yes, Ferris beats, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and then what software did you use for your part in the process?
I use Cubase Pro 12. I believe it's 12.
Ooh, yeah.
But I don't think the version matters much.
Yeah.
But
and
I
Cubase
also
is-
don't
gosh,
think you
I'm
need
messing with the volume.
Pro.
Okay, I think I got it perfect now. But yeah,
Oh.
Cubase is a really popular, I think, digital audio workstation for like Vocaloid producers and stuff, right? And anime composers.
I think it's just popular in Japan in general.
Ah.
I got Cubase because I was still not sure what DAW I was going to use. I was using a semi-shady version of FL Studio like way back in high school.
Oh, okay. Everybody starts
And then
somewhere.
I was like, man, I don't know what DAW to use. And then I saw a tweet from Effie, who
Effie,
does
oh
a
my
lot
God,
of the
that's my
Aqua.
favorite.
Yeah, who does a lot of the Aqua
Yeah,
arrangements.
you know it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was using Cubase. Or like I saw him post a picture. I'm like, oh my god, what DAW is that? So I looked it up and it was Cubase. And I'm like, I'm going to get Cubase. So you're saying that if I get Cubase, I will sound exactly like Effie. So
Oh,
then I got Cubase and
what
then I
what
did not sound
ingenuity.
exactly like Effie. Sorry, Haru?
No, I think it's type of a way of think that maybe when you are start your career of composer, maybe you can think about these things, like, oh, if I have that plugin or that DAW, I will made the same kind of stuff of that composer. But after a while, you start to think that there isn't the DAW that make a good your style, but it's how you are good to write music
Yeah,
and use your
I
software.
think the DAW doesn't matter as much as the person using it. Definitely.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
a DAW is a tool, and it's so you see all these things of like the best DAW and everything. I think all the DAWs can do the same thing in some way. It's just whatever works best for you. Like I did not get on well with FL Studio at all, for example, whereas Reaper and Logic, I was like, I understand this. Yeah, this makes sense. So it's about what fits you really. There's no one right answer.
Yeah, and experiment, try things out, just see what suits your workflow best, and your budget. That's probably a factor for a lot
Oh
of
yes,
people.
definitely.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I started on Cubase Elements for like a few years, and that was more than enough to get started. So you definitely do not need the
Oh yeah, it's like a feature
like,
light version,
higher
but
tier
it still
version.
does a lot of things, right?
Yes, yes. Like especially for a beginner. Like I didn't know how to use most of the like most of the features on there when I started anyways. So it's like I think starting off with the if you were to do Cubase, if you started with the cheaper version and then just upgraded as you went on, that would be
Yeah,
good.
that's very good advice too. Yeah, because the introductory level Cubase is very affordable, right? It ranges from
Yeah, it's like
affordable to
100.
for rich people or professionals, I should say. But yeah, there's a Cubase for everybody out there.
Professional composers are not rich people.
I guess not, because look
May-
at
Maybe
us.
maybe maybe pro people use Pro Tools, but it's too pricey.
Yeah, yeah. And there's also free ones, right? Like Reaper is totally free.
Well,
I
technically,
know there's you
like,
can
you know,
buy the commercial
you know,
license if you want to use it commercially,
it's
but
sort of legally okay. So for legal reasons, it is not free. But it just has an unlimited free trial.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's a great way to start too, because like you get the free Reaper trial and you can mess around with it until you feel like, okay, I'm ready to become a professional composer now. And then you put down the money, you know?
yes, for legal reasons, I definitely paid. Yes.
Definitely. Everybody pay for their copy of Reaper right now. Send us your debit card numbers. We'll do it for you, actually. I'm kidding.
Yes, especially
/J.
to me.
Yeah, well, thank you first for sharing your part of the process with us. So then, did you after you did your part, did you hand it off to Sai to play the guitar?
Yeah. I just gave him. I'm like, hello. I had like some just draft guitars in mind, but when I gave it to him, like, hello, please make this sound good.
Yeah.
Please put in a cool guitar solo.
Yeah, so
And then
an
he
interesting thing
made it
about
sound good, and he
guitarists
put in a
is
cool guitar solo.
yeah, they don't always do sheet music, right? Like did you do sheet music or was it just the audio demo?
It was just the audio demo for him. I know, yeah, because yeah, you're right that like sometimes they prefer to have the sheet music or like not sheet music, just the chords. Sometimes they prefer to. Sometimes they're okay either way, and sometimes they prefer to not have the chords.
Right.
Um,
So I guess every
I
guitarist is
don't know
different.
which one's highest. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think of that until until you mentioned it just now.
Yeah, like I'm sure they all have their preferences, but I feel like guitar players are like very free sometimes. You know what I mean? Like they just feel the
Yes, I
music
do.
and they'll just riff on something, you know? And I think Sai
Yeah,
is
and
a
having
very
those
skilled
like
player.
ear skills are, yes, me too. Yeah, I think like having those ear skills is definitely very useful in the like professional instrumentalist world. And then also just having the sheet music is also very useful because then it's like it makes it a bit faster to learn, I guess. So it's good to
True.
have both.
Yeah, it's like
just
if you're a
whatever
visual
you have. If
person-
it works, it works.
Yeah, if you're a visual person, sheet music is great. I always, it's funny because I always considered myself bad at sheet music, but I actually find that even for like doing lyrics, having sheet music has helped me a lot because I can like,
Oh,
pull it out on my
really?
phone and look at it and be like, okay, like so this is the rhythm that they want, or this is the interval that they want. Now with you, Ferris, it's like I can just ask you for a MIDI file or something, which kind of almost functions the same way, right? Like I drop it in my DAW, I see the visual data.
Yeah, and then you can see it.
Yeah, but like some of the
That's
composers
interesting.
I've worked with in Japan, they're either like very prepared with sheet music or they're kind of self-taught and they don't do sheet music, so it kind of varies from person to person that I work with.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah. I feel like music. There's just so many different like types of backgrounds you can have that it does. There really is such a variety on like what people use to like just communicate and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like this group here, we kind of know each other's like styles, and so we gotten used to working together, and so I think we work really well together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Steph, you use my MIDI files?
Sometimes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes I just don't send them.
I mean,
'cause
sometimes,
I'm like, oh, no one's gonna use them.
also sometimes just having like the melody on a synth and isolation is helpful too. But then the thing with you
Yeah.
is like I'm working with you directly, so if you say, oh, that's actually like 2/8 notes and not a quarter note, like you can just kind of tell me straight up. When there's like a language barrier or something involved, it's a little harder. Or like when there's like a go between me and
That's
the
true. That's
composer or
true.
something. Like if I'm working with the
Yeah, when
music
you can't
department.
directly reach them.
Yeah, so
That makes
having a visual representation of the melody can be really helpful. But then for people who are like super auditory, they might not even need it. They might just like pick up the melody with their ears, you know?
Yeah, yes, yes. I'm usually I'm good in both way. I'm a visually person, so I use a lot of score and I write on Sibelius.
Yeah.
But I also have a very background without knowing music and without read music. So I played for years music without knowing. So for me, I'm in the middle of these two words because I can play or keep music without seeing any score, or I can read the score.
That's great. It's like you've got a foot on both sides of the musical fence there.
Yeah, yes. But I notice it's notice for me. I notice noticeable. Oh yes, that if I wrote a song or I write a song on a score, it's quite different compared to start without a score, maybe directly on do. I don't know, but it's different
It
for
feels
me.
different.
Yes.
Definitely, for sure. Well, but it's cool that we can all mesh our different styles together too and make something like Space Opera 9000. Oh my gosh. So I guess after Sai did the guitars, we also had Serena, right? Serena, can you tell us about your process of how you put in the orchestral instruments to a song that had already been mostly arranged by Ferris?
Well, so basically, Ferris had sent me like an audio reference um of that's I already forgot the artist, but we talked about it earlier.
Right. Like
There
it
was
was
that song.
basically it was just an example of a song that is like a pop song, but it has like an orchestral interlude in it, right?
Yes, it did, and Ferris gave me some examples describing what they wanted. For example, they wanted things coming in and out, and like an orchestral arrangement, and I was, you know, I was I was quite happy for the work, and basically I opened up my software of choice, MuseScore 4. I know it's free software, but I have this I'm in this quite interesting position where this is actually the software that I'm best at and that I'm fastest at doing music in.
Yeah, and is
So
MuseScore free? Is that like a free?
yeah, MuseScore
Yes,
is
it
free,
is.
and then
And
MuseScore
I've
4
heard
added
that
the
the like newer versions are just really good now with the
Yeah.
features. I think.
yeah, it is actually quite good now. So honestly, I think don't I wouldn't turn your nose up at anything just because it's free. You've always got to try it out.
Definitely.
And
How
yes,
do they
and
make money though?
I
it's
think
a
they have like a
volunteer
pro
project.
subscription
Yeah, and
for
you can
the website or
subscribe
something.
if you want as a kind of like as a like sort of Patreon sort of thing where you can subscribe to them if you want to support them.
That's
Like it's
nice.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
but again, probably
yeah,
pretty friendly to beginners, right? Like if they're just getting started, they could use it for free and then, pay as they become more and more famous.
yes, of course you do need to know a bit about sheet music obviously because it is
Oh,
all
sure,
sheet
yeah.
music based. Yes, for me that I feel right at home with sort of like sheet music software because it's always what I used. It was actually like it's actually like writing directly into a DAW, which has always not made as much sense. So yeah, I I opened MuseScore. I had a MIDI from Ferris with like the vocal melodies, and then also I could see like what the points in where I needed to actually start writing,
Yeah.
so it could all be lined up. And I listened to I listened to what instruments had already been written there, and it had this kind of like
Yeah, because
Um,
I did all the like percussion stuff before I
Yeah.
gave it to
Okay,
you
so
know.
that helps guide the other instruments, right?
Yeah, like there was like guitar chords or something in there as well, and yeah, so I listened to it and thought, okay, well, let's just take that rhythm and I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna have like the brass go like just kind of follow that chord progression to the rhythm, and then and although actually, if we want to go chronologically, technically, I do always start with strings,
Yeah,
and
all
that was
strings.
but that was very, which is very simple. Like, okay, these are the chords. Let's have the lower strings, the basses, the cellos, and the violas. Let's
Mhm.
have them 3 different notes, creating like a spread out chord.
Yeah.
Follow the chord progression. Cool. We have chords. Part done. Job done. Thumbs up. Right. Let's move on to something else. And then, like I say, that's then go to the brass. Take those chords I just wrote, but add like the rhythm that I talked about to it. So now we've got like this smooth strings layer at the bottom, and also then this brass that's having a bit more of a marching rhythm. And then I thought, well, okay, so we've got the high strings, like we got violin 1, violin 2. I'll be honest, a lot of it was like because violin 1 was coming in and just doing a melody, and the way that I worked with that was that I had the vocal melody that Ferris had given me
Oh
with
yeah.
the different parts, and I took the first 3 notes and I was like, okay, let's go, da, la, la, la. And I was like, okay, let's start following that, but then it can build on it and start doing its own melody, and that's how you end up with like la 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 la
Yeah, and you're
la
really good at that.
la
Like,
la la la.
building
Yeah.
off an existing melody. That's a skill.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. This is a very long answer to your question, but let's say if you want me to keep going or you want me to ask
No,
another
no,
question, just let me
keep
know.
going, keep it going, girl.
Okay, yeah, of course. So, and then okay, now I've got this violin melody idea, and I've got the chords laid down. I'm just going to keep going with this violin melody, and then we can have like the violin 2 can start coming in and like doing harmonies and stuff, and then we could keep building on this melody and like the standard thing you do once you have like a melody like that is it's easy to just okay, let's do it again, but up the octave. So that's where it came into like the
Octaves are great.
basically doing it again, but up the octave. And now we've got those high strings. It was like, oh lush, oh, it's building more. Well, at least that was the intention, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then eventually we get to a key change, and I'm like, and from there, I think I just started doing a completely different melody because I thought, well, we've heard it twice now. We don't need to
Oh,
hear it again.
that's really
And
creative of you.
yeah, no, it's the ADHD. I get tired of things really quickly. So yeah, so just built on that. So once we had all that violin 1 melody down, and then went to violin 2, and it was sometimes following the chords, and sometimes it would like double up with violin 1, like in a harmony or an octave, just to a little sort of cinematic feel.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, violin 2 is done, and then I thought, well, I wasn't sure how much I was going to add or not, because originally I didn't have the any woodwinds or anything there. I thought let's keep it kind of small, but like just enough to, and then, well, I couldn't help myself. I added like some woodwinds in and started doing these little fills.
Right? I mean, you had
Like,
strings, you had brass, you might as well throw in the woodwinds, huh?
yeah, just go for it. Like I was like, here you go, Ferris, mix all of these instruments and everything else.
Surprise!
Yes, but like, and then I took on to using like the flutes and stuff to like. It kind of almost went a bit musical theatre in a couple of bits like that. Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
Kind of,
I felt that.
yeah,
Yeah, I
there's
feel
like a
like a
little bit that
lot of
comes
what
in.
you do,
Yeah.
although you branched out into a lot of different things, it kind of has its roots in the musical theater tradition,
Right.
right?
Yes, like before I was a weeb, I was a theatre nerd. And yes, I don't know if it would help at all on the stream to have the sheet music on the
Yeah,
stream
let's
at
look at
all.
that now,
Me
actually.
rambling.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
pull that from Discord. Did you DMS me
yeah.
or is it in the? It's in the
It
chat,
was
right?
DM and also like the audio of just the orchestra instruments on their own.
Yeah, let me jump into our DMs. And then, oh, it's a PDF. Yeah, okay, so I think I should be able to use my
Oh,
screen share
should I use the
to
view?
share the PDF.
Yes.
Wait, Ferris, where'd you go? Did Ferris disappear? Oh no, I turned off Discord. I'm so silly. Okay, wait for it. We were doing so good. There was no scuff for like a half hour. I miss Ferris. I miss Tiny Ferris so much. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart that I can't see Tiny Ferris right now, but we'll see. We'll see Tiny Ferris shortly. Hi everyone, I'm
Professor,
dumb. I'm
you
dumb
back?
and stupid.
Welcome
Listen, I closed out
back.
Discord after I got the sheet music because I was like, oh well, I'm done there. And then I was like, oh wait a minute, no, we still need that for the talking part.
Oh my God.
It was like we are on a plane, an airplane without the airplane pilot.
Ferris, why are you still
Yes.
a mountain? Wait, you're back.
I'm back. I'm not a mountain.
I didn't like it when you were a mountain. I like it better when you're a gremlin. All right, so let me share my Firefox with everybody. Wait a minute, not that window. A different window.
Careful what you show on the internet.
I mean, look at this wonderful thumbnail though. Wow, isn't that a beautiful, great thumbnail that you love so much? It makes you want to go click on the song, doesn't it? Thank you for the warm welcome back, everybody. I miss my friends so much. Okay, so let me mess with the settings on this here, and then I just go to, let's see, Firefox. What is it? It's Space Opera 9000. Should be. Ah! There it is.
I use Firefox too.
Come on, Firefox. It's still showing the thumbnail. Wait for it.
I mean, it is a beautiful thumbnail. That's
I know,
very
right?
nice.
I love this thumbnail so much. Don't you want to look at it for like 10 more minutes while I figure out how to make OBS do the things that I want it to do? Okay, here's what we're doing, gang. Where I'm starting a new capture window. Okay, so we're going to window capture. Hooray! Okay, add source. Then we go to add a new source, and we're gonna call it score. Yeah, we're gonna add the source, and then we're gonna tell it it's this one. Yeah, I did it! Praise me for my technical skills, everyone.
I love your yeah.
Congratulations on your technical skills.
I am amazed even at myself, actually. Okay, so
stream
let
itself is
me
looking for
get
me.
this so that
I haven't
we're just
seen it yet.
focusing on the music, and then we'll make it just You know what? I'm gonna put it somewhere. It's gonna Serena. How do you guys are tall? I'm sorry, but yeah. So this is sheet music, right? We've got
Yes.
like 39 measures of nothing, and then another measure in 6/4 of nothing, and then we've got 42 measures of 4/4 time. That's nothing for the orchestra. They're just sitting there, right? They're just like
that was the hardest part to write.
they're just scratching their faces, like, oh, okay, yep. Time to text my mom. Let her know I'm doing okay, and then 39 plus 1 plus 42 measures later, they come in. Right, so we start with we got the piccolos and flutes here. We got the horns. Horns come in first. It looks like, right? So yeah, this is
it starts with strings and all like the brass coming in.
Yeah. So it's the horn is like wait. It's like
Big brain stuff right now. It's
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice
said that,
dots. I like the staccato. Very musical.
Yeah, I'm just in the habit of like doing things. Okay, like what if a real orchestra one day wants to play this? What if it has to be correctly written?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh my God. Are you listening, Millie? We want a concert. We want a live concert with a live orchestra. They're gonna use the score. Okay, write that down, please.
Oh, God.
Somebody email.
Is that how it
somebody
works?
email the Fishman. Tell him we want a Phase Connect orchestra concert, please and thank you.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
But I think really the main star of the show is mostly the strings because you've got that violin melody.
So it starts here, and then okay. So it's playing some half
Yeah.
notes. Then you got
If
a
it-
dotted
if it
half
help-
note, just shake it up a little bit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it helps for, I'm sure many of the commoners who do not read sheet music, who might be in Scream, I did also send you some audio of
You
of it.
did,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're allowed to listen to that, right?
It's a work in
We
progress.
We'll play.
will.
We'll
We'll
play it
wait and
safe.
see if
We'll,
Billy says
we'll,
we
let's
have
play it safe.
permission. Oh, hi Dominic
It's really
and
clear.
Dr. Robe. Thanks for coming. By the way, I covered the chat box so I couldn't see chat.
Very smart. Yes, instruments are doing things. I
Dude,
think.
I'm just gonna scoot you. I want to see your beautiful face, okay? You need to sit down so
don't-
that the rest of us
Can,
look as
like,
tall as when we're
crouch.
standing up.
don't worry. Is beautiful. Be the headless horseman.
Yeah,
Wow.
well,
Of all the
do you know
compliments I've ever
the-
had, that's certainly one of
do,
them.
do you know this? It's I think it's from the Sleepy Hollow film.
guys,
Headless horseman.
how do you feel about chat's idea for an anime called "I Was Reincarnated as a Score"?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Why
if you could be
exi-
reincarnated as a hot spring or a vending machine, then nothing's off limits.
Nothing's off the table, right? Yeah, and then
Is
you
there
know
a
you
hot
could meet
spring one?
another score. Like you could be the score for the horns, and then someone else could be the score for the violins, and they fall in love and they play music together. You know.
Yeah.
So this is
Anyway, I guess-
amazing. I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through it so the chat can see all the work you put in. So this is an interesting question, right? So when you write it in MuseScore, and like let's say you put staccato on the note, right? Like does it play it
Mhm.
back that way when you go to playback, or is that something you have to program like separately from what you see visually?
So, in MuseScore, it plays it back as a staccato. If I want to be super pro and use like a more professional sound like virtual orchestra, then I end up exporting the MIDI to like an actual DAW, in
Ah.
my case Reaper, and then I have to go in and use key switches to tell it to do all their stuff like staccato or play smooth and stuff. Personally, I would love it if I didn't have to do that. I would love it if I could just use any VST I wanted, and it was completely compatible with MuseScore, and it could see, oh, there's a staccato dot. I will switch to the staccatos patch, but we are not in that world. So I just have this workaround the way it works where I
Yeah, so yeah, there's like different software that does different things, and it seems like there's maybe
Yeah.
limits to what you can do in MuseScore
Yeah,
that you don't,
so you can-
get with other DAWs. But you do a lot of your work in it, and you do good work.
Yeah, so I think basically the way that you make the MuseScore sound is great. You can make it sound all sorts of ways and sound good, but still they are not like top of the line VSTs they're using, even though it does sound better in MuseScore 4 than previous ones.
Yeah.
I still, I paid like £300 for BBC Symphony Orchestra.
Right, right.
And there are quite a few areas where that does sound better than this. So I still want to be able to, want to give Ferris the best sound I could,
Yeah.
and best orchestra sample library I could for their song. So it did mean that after it's all done, I do have to like export MIDI, put it into a DAW, then use my BBC Symphony Orchestra VST.
Yeah, so you work
to,
from what you made in MuseScore, and then you
Yeah,
export it so that you can use higher quality like sound samples, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
To bring your
Yeah,
score to life. And that's really cool. I think it is really great that there's people out there who can basically simulate a whole orchestra with their computer, which is what you do. And I was just wondering, how did you get to learn all of these, orchestral instruments and get familiar with them? Like, how did you educate yourself about the orchestra?
Well, that's a good question. I just kind of did it, I think. I mean, my answer really would be like just sheer enthusiasm, I guess. And I listen to a lot of. I've always listened to a lot of music with orchestras in them, for like film scores, like obviously musical theatre and things. And there was there was a module where at uni many years ago, university. That's British for college, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, I got that.
Yeah, just no, just for the the wider audience. Yes, there was one module on arranging for orchestra where I basically got to make all the mistakes there and got pointed out all the mistakes there.
Ooh.
And
Interesting.
so, but really, I would say that I learned mostly just by doing it and experience and you know, for all I know, maybe some of my parts still would have some trouble when it comes to a real instrument. But I've never been in a situation where an entire real orchestra is playing it, so I wouldn't know yet. All I know is it sounds good, and it sounds realistic to me, at least. And I just have some sort of common sense of like you're not going to go from like the lowest note on a violin to the very highest immediately. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
like you need to think about like, okay, how would a real musician who's playing this instrument like be able
yeah,
to do this? Like, would it be possible to play this interval at this speed and things like that? And I'm sure
yes,
if you worked with more live musicians, they'd probably give you some feedback on that as well.
yes. I literally had that happening with another song which I can't talk about right now.
Okay, don't
I
talk
was
about
I
it.
was no, but I was in a call and I was in a like a private sort of friend call and one of the people in there actually played piccolo and they were pointing out to me that you know that note is just really high. Maybe
Hmm.
don't, you know,
Okay.
stuff like that. Yes.
Yeah. Mope's cheering for you in the chat.
No, I don't think that's cheering. I think Mob is more sassing me. So
Yeah.
for context, Dr. Mobius plays all the guitar, bass, and drums in my songs often,
Uh-huh.
and they've recently had the pleasure of playing a rock song that I've written with and yeah, including the guitar, bass, and you know everything, and and J Rock doesn't know any other tempo other than 200 BPM, so like you know it's all easy to play, very easy, and and totally, gives plenty of time to think about what notes next. Definitely. Okay, I'm getting off track,
No,
but
that's
yeah,
fine. That's fine. It's like the way you work with your musician friends, I think, actually is a component in how we write our music, right? Look at this. Oh my god, I love this.
yeah,
Look at the hairpins. Look at the fortissimos. Oh my gosh, this is so legit, everybody. Please bow down to the princess for all of her very hard
yeah.
work.
I think technically, like, if it was a real orchestra, I wouldn't be using the fortissimo. This is just me being aware that it's going to go into BBC Symphony Orchestra, and and I know how that works. It's not the widest dynamic range. You need to go all the way up to the top sometimes, like yeah, because fortissimo is, I think, for a real orchestra player would be like very extra, like rip your strings off,
Oh
sort
my
of thing.
gosh.
So,
That
so
sounds like
it's
something that could make it onto threatening music notation. You know, like put it in the notes.
rip your
Rip
strings.
your strings
No,
off.
Dude,
Somebody
threatening
make that
music
real.
notation.
no, I think that would be represented by like 40, 40, 40, 40, which is technically an option in musical. I've never used it, but it is technically an option.
Sure, yeah, you can put as many
Really?
F's as you want. Can I get some F's in the chat just because? Not F for failure and not F to
Some
pay respects,
forte.
but F for
Yeah,
fortissimo. Can we get some
yeah.
fortissimos in the chat?
Fortissimo. Yeah, yes,
Hannah's like, that's an Italian word. I know that.
yes, for yeah, a lot of word in music, especially in score or in classical music, are all in Italian.
Shoot,
So
I know 5 more Italian words than I previously thought I did.
yes, forte, fortissimo, piano, pianissimo,
Yes.
Allegro.
allegro, mezzo piano,
Hey.
mezzo forte.
Yes, once upon a time, Italy was the center of the world and musically. So
Yeah, I feel like I moved to
Yeah.
Vienna. Like, no offense, but
About the question you did to Sarina
Mhm.
about the musician feedback, I think it's a good way to understand what is technically very hard to do and what instead is more appropriate for that musician or that group of musician, because sometimes you don't know how it's hard to do something if it's not your instrument.
right.
So maybe you put a very high violin notes and with a lot of staccato or repetition, and maybe for you it's okay. But if you are a violin, you play violin, you know that go so high on violin and play that rhythm, it's very hard, especially if you have to stay in tune.
Oh, yes, something to not. I discovered the hard way. To don't take for granted how a violinist can easily stay in tune, because there are no frets on a violin like a
Yes,
guitar.
I think that's
Yeah.
so fascinating. Like, I mean, for me, as somebody who pretty much only plays the keyboard, right? Like, you put your finger on C and a C comes
Yeah,
out,
and it
as
makes a
long as your
C.
piano's
Yes.
tuned. You know what I mean? But, like, with the violin, you need to have a feel for where the notes are without any markings, unless you're, like, one of the middle school kids who put stickers on your violin, which also valid. But,
Yeah, obviously, and so yeah. Something I discovered is that I think back in college was that so like a fourth harmony on a violin, like a fourth double stop,
Oh.
can be harder to make sound good than like a third double stop,
Huh.
because they've got to be perfectly in tune for the fourth one, whereas the third double stop you have a tiny bit of wiggle room, I guess, because it's like it's the area, because you got the major third or a minor third, and like so I think there's a tiny
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
wiggle room.
Something about tuning, math, something.
Yeah,
Interesting. Oh, man. You two are so big brained.
I'm glad I can give across that impression at least.
Yeah. All I had to do is say the word math.
Yes.
Oh,
See,
math. Yeah, so then you did all of this wonderful work, and then you exported it into your DAW, and I'm guessing you like made stems to send Ferris, and then Ferris mixed them into the song.
yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yes, I
And
did.
yeah. So it was only for the bridge, and like I mean, although having done all this, I would have quite happily done like a full orchestral version of this song. I wonder what that would be like.
Yeah,
We'll get that for
one
the
day,
concert.
someday. Let's keep our
Yeah,
fingers
I
crossed.
say that. I say that as if I have the time for that right now.
Right, you're busy with a lot of projects right now, from what I understand. But that's great. I'm glad your work's keeping you busy.
Yeah, some things are here and there. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
one big thing.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the score, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a round of applause for Streeter's score? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been great. Okay, bye. Let's do lunch. Score. Goodbye. See ya. Ciao. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao.
Okay, so I guess the next part in the process was me, actually. Ha. So I already talked a bit about my lyrics process, like in general, on the previous on my fan art drawing stream that I did for the release date of the TV size song. So if you want to go back and hear some of my thoughts, I won't rehash too much, but I will say that one of my favorite parts, maybe, of the lyricist process is getting to know the singers that I'm going to be working with by stalking their YouTube channels and watching a lot of their VODs. So, hi Shadows, welcome. We're talking
Professional
about how we make
research.
music.
By
Yeah. So
stalking.
I watched what I did was I wanted to get a feel, like, even though like everybody in Euphoria was playing characters for this, I feel like the characters are still kind of rooted in their base selves. So I watched everybody's debut, and I watched some recent streams of everybody to kind of get a feel for like what are their like little references and stuff like that. So I tried to put in like references to the Purple Smoke, and I worked with staff, and we put in some references to some of the girls' previous original songs, like Forbidden, and what is this? Da, 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 da. I'm trying to sing it to myself and think of all the references that we put in there.
Dissonance?
Dissonance! Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, and I'm pretty proud of how that bridge came out. I would say. So the other thing, right, that Ferris and I kind of did together, and then redid it when the long version came out, is that we wrote a script that said who was singing what part, and that middle part with all of the overlapping solos was a big, big challenge, I think, because I wanted to make sure that everybody sang a line that pertained to their role in the story or one of their original songs, but also that the background singers did not overlap with the foreground singers. And that everybody got equal turns to sing. And Ferris said it's kind of like a Sudoku puzzle, right?
Yeah, or I think that's just scripting in general.
Yeah.
Feels like a Sudoku puzzle to me because you're like, okay, we want to make sure everyone gets like same amount, same amount of lines, and you want to make sure that you gotta match like the verse 1 with the verse 2 and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so that, like if somebody has the first solo in the first verse, somebody different gets the first solo in the second repetition of that or so. Yeah, so that's like a fun part of the process as well. That's like sort of after the whole thing. I wrote all the solos, obviously, with specific people in mind, but for the overlapping bridge part, that was and then it had like certain words that I wanted certain people to say, but it was more like figuring out like who's gonna do the backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely like Sudoku. Yeah, but when it comes to lyrics themselves, I like Serena. I also have a background in musical theater, so I like everything to have like a lot of like clarity and like a flow to it, like a cadence to it that really goes with the music. And sometimes that's a challenge, actually. We've kind of talked about this before, but I think sometimes putting English words to like something with an Anisong vibe can be a challenge in that regard. Just because of the way that like words fit into like certain rhythms and stuff like that. If that makes sense. But it's like a really fun challenge. Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't just say because obviously the way the Japanese language is, they use so many more syllables to say not as much in some ways, and then they end up with lots more notes often in the melody.
Yes.
And yes, so then you've got to suddenly be really quite wordy, but you've also got to make it sound flowy and not sound. Because I mean, some of my earlier lyrics I've done for one of the earlier songs that I had some people say, it sounds like it was translated from Japanese, even though there never was Japanese.
Right.
I was just
Because
writing
it's a song that's written in the style of a Japanese song. It's got that vibe.
Yeah, and because the way that I'd written the lyrics, and they didn't have like sort of the flow that maybe, it might have fitted it, but it didn't have the flow. So it is quite tricky. So yeah, if you want to carry on, sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I think about, like, what word in the sentence should be emphasized. And I want all the syllables to be emphasized the way they would be, like, when someone is speaking and everything like that. So sometimes there's a little back and forth involved with the singers, like, ooh, like, this part feels like a mouthful. Like, can we try some different alternatives? So, I'm always happy to bounce ideas off of people. And they'll be like, ooh, is there, like, any alternates for this line that we could do? And then I'll send it back, like, sometimes, like, 5 or 6 different ideas and be like, try all of these and let me know which one you like. So it's a creative process. It's an everybody participates kind of process sometimes, which makes it fun. And let's see, one other thing that I like about my job is I am always the first person to sing the official lyrics. Now, before we had the official lyrics, we had Ferris going, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, did I do nanas for this one?
You
I don't
did,
remember.
yeah. You were like na 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 na, and then then when it was like Rudy's like speaking part, you were like, "Whoa, I'm so evil, I'm so evil." Dialogue. Right. By the way,
that
How
is
Do
my
Shadows
placeholder.
thinks you're a cool guy. We all think you're a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ferris actually sang a demo, but it was it was
Oh,
Ferris.
thank you, Shadow School. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Ferris, you
it's a
actually were kind of
special
the first
perk.
person to sing it, but you had Ferris words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had nanas, I had wos.
Yeah, that. Oh, and was funny too because we were hashing out like before I wrote the lyrics. We were like sitting in a call, right? And I was like, okay, so
Mhm.
Ferris, are the Nana's solos and the Wowo's group parts, and then like things. So we were like referring to them as such as the Nanas and the Wowos and all of that. Okay, like let's have the first section of Nanas be Muyu, and then stuff like that. So that was like fun hammering that out together. So yeah, first it was me and Ferris and Call, and then I wrote a draft, and then I sent it to like Millie and Jen, and they sent it to the talents, and then they gave me their feedback, and then I bounced back some ideas. So yeah, a lot of ping pong, a lot of musical ping pong there. But I was really happy to work with everybody. And then the recording the scratch demo, as I was saying, is a very, very fun part of the process because I basically do like janky impressions of everyone. Uh, like I try to sing all their parts with like all of the acting skills I can muster just for fun, So I did that. I sang everybody's part. I think I would rate my I think my Saya impression needs a lot of work. I think my Rudy impression is getting there. I think my Muyo, it's kind of mid, but I had fun doing it. You know what I mean? So that was about it for my part. And then I send the demo, and then I make any requested changes, and then we pass that off to the singers, and the singers sing, and then what? Jen times them and tunes them, and then Ferris, you mix them.
I did mix.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the thing that I did.
Tell us about mixing, Ferris.
And then I think that's we'll save that for a different day.
Okay.
Are we having more flashbacks for us?
No. I'm just not as qualified as some other people, so we're just gonna skip through that.
Okay, but needless to say, Ferris
move on
mixed,
to-
and I think it came out great. And then when that's all done, we give it to Haru, right?
Yes, the last on the list.
Yeah, last but certainly not least, mastering is so important. So tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what you do and your equipment and your process.
Just one question. I have to share my Reaper screen because I use Reaper, so I can share the project maybe.
Ooh, okay. Well, do you wanna? Let's see. Do you wanna screen share or?
I can screen share, but I have to know if the audio comes to you because I don't know if it work. I can share
Well,
my
you
screen.
can screenshot too. That would also work, and then I'll just do what I did, for Serena Sing and kind of show it in the corner.
Oh, okay. A
Yeah. Also,
screenshot.
I'm not sure how much clearance we have for showing the Reaper screens and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
be careful.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Hannah, do you
Okay.
want to maybe show us just in general what your setup looks like without any copyrighted stuff in there?
Okay. I starting from the stems that give me Ferris. Usually I do stereo mastering because in general in the audio world mastering is made on one single track. So the track with all the instrument compound, and I usually receive the one track. But in this case, I asked Ferris to send me the stems track in a group. So the bass group, the drum group, the vocal, and etc.
So you sort of organize them by what type of instrument or sound file they are?
Yes, I organize in a group, so all the vocal are in the Vox group, and all the solo vocal in another group, the choral parts in another group, the bass, drum, and the perk and the orchestra. And I
Nice.
divided it in separate tracks. So I did something that it called stem mastering. That it's a fusion. It's a mix between the mixing stage and the mastering stage.
Oh.
I did that because I think maybe it was better for this song to have more over production on it, because mixing EDM or J-pop style is it's not so easy.
Oh, I
So
can imagine. Yeah.
maybe have an help by me, that I'm also an audio engineer, um, can make the track in general better. So I tried to help Ferris in this process. Uh, but after I organized the track, I initially started to understand what kind of elements should be in the background, and what have to be most at most forward in the mix. So in this case, I think drum and vocals was the most important things of this song. Also, the bass line, but drum and vocal give drive the song. So I tried to make it very forward in the mix and the mastering. After this kind of process, I started to equalize something, because maybe the vocal was too bright, or was too dull, or maybe there are some resonance that I have to cut. And it's a cleaning stage of the track. So looking that the most of the mix and most of the sound is chosen by Ferris, my goal is to not ruin or make different something I received.
Right. You're polishing it, sort of, right? You're making the parts that we want to be more audible, or like more clear, I guess I would want to say.
Yes, yes. The next stage is a compression and in general a saturation stage. The problem usually is that we listen music with on a lot of devices.
Yeah.
So phone, tablet, or maybe desktop PC, or maybe a stereo car. Um, and these make difficult to have one sound that is good for everyone. But this is the goal of the mastering. A good mastered song should sound good on every devices. Maybe on the phone the bass the bass spectrum of the track is not so audible,
Right,
but
right.
you have to try to find the sweet spot, and try to find the right frequencies that push you to feel the bass. Also, uh, if the device can reproduce it.
So do you
So
test it on multiple devices as you're doing it?
Yes, I
Oh.
do some tests, maybe on my phone, maybe on a very crap stereo or on very crap speakers,
Sure.
because yes, because the goal is to make audible the song also in the worst context of
Yes.
of your life. Maybe you are the song is played in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know, with an audio system that is not the best,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of reverberation and a roomy sound, and your song have to be listenable also in that context.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
Uh,
Yeah.
sense.
I want to go to that restaurant that's playing Space Opera 9000.
Me too,
yes.
actually. Should I make a reservation? Is reservation for
Yeah.
4, please? We'd like to eat at a space opera restaurant.
Yes.
We're gonna make the restaurant.
Yeah.
Haru's the chef.
Oh yeah, he can make us
Yes,
Um,
yes.
pasta. Hey.
We call the restaurant Space Opera.
Yes. And it only plays Space Opera 9000.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, we
It's
should have
actually-
a restaurant that plays like all of our music,
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's a great marketing strategy. Somebody
Yeah.
write that down.
It's also it's all just one giant stream to give ourselves more streaming revenue.
Totally. Yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's,
one
it's
scheme.
definitely not a money laundering scheme. Our restaurant is legit. It's a real restaurant that we just made up. Uh-huh. Haru, could you maybe also a little bit for the audience who maybe is not as familiar with audio as we are, can you explain what is EQ and what is compression?
Yes, EQ is a sort of, I think it's a part of makeup. Try to visualize a makeup for a girl, for a man, for whatever else. And you try to, with your makeup, to make more beautiful or more balanced your face.
Yeah.
Or maybe with another example can be a pic, a photo, when you try to make the photo more bright or more dark, and or make it more contrast. So the EQ is something that acts on that on this kind of this kind of shape of the sound. So maybe the your vocal is too bright, like a photo or a pic that is too bright. So maybe you with a photo is too bright, you can see the shades, the shape of an object of the subject of the pic.
Mm-hmm.
So you make the pics more dark, so the all the shapes come to life. So you probably start to see a face and not only light.
Right. Right. That's a
That's,
really interesting analogy, especially for people who are more visual. Like lighting, yeah, exactly. So it's sort of like the way that we'll put a filter on a photo to bring out certain things. It's like it's something that you put on your audio to bring out certain things.
Yes. It's like an Instagram filter for the for your pic. Maybe you take a selfie and you want to make your pic more bright or more cool. So with a color with color grading of the photo. So you make it essentially the photo more cinematic.
Ooh, cinematic. I like that word.
Yeah, cinematic. Yes, and with audio is the same. You make the audio more cinematic. So something that can push your song and make it also more emotional, more hyped, because maybe a song too dark can be boring to
Yeah.
listen. The compression is something like that, but maybe a good analogy is pretend that you have some object and this object have to be in a container, in a something, in a box, okay, in a
Oh,
box.
okay.
And your box have a certain shapes and certain measure.
Mm-hmm.
You can put everything on it because after a while the object will be out from the box. The box will be full of this. So the goal is to make your song in this box
Uh-huh.
without be out of the box. It's I'm trying to find the right word. Overspill,
Oh,
overspill,
okay. I
or
see. I
overfill.
see.
The song have not overspill from the box, have stay in the box.
Oh.
So the compression act on this, so make the track more compact. So if you play on a phone, it not overspill.
Yeah, that makes
Uh,
sense. Like if you think about like a waveform in general, right? There's usually like a top and a bottom, and you want it to stay within the top and the bottom. You don't want it to like be bigger than that because then you can't hear everything, right?
Yeah, yes, I tried with explain with the box because maybe you have some clothes and put it in the box, but after it you won't close the box. You
Right.
can put infinite clothes into it.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
it's
like
bad
that.
news for
That's a
meatpackers in
really
Japan.
cool way. I've never heard anybody explain EQ and compression that way before, but I think it's genius. How do I think you're a genius?
Yes, thank you. I'm very sorry. I apologize for my English because this kind of thing are very hard to explain because there is a lot of kind of analogies and hard word. For example, I overspill. I never used it in my life,
But it
but
made
but
sense to me, and that's what matters
Yeah.
the most.
okay. And after the compression, the last stage is limiting, or with the limiter. That
Yeah.
is a sort of compression, but more aggressive. So it's like an it's like an version more powerful version of a compressor.
Okay.
So it acts on the track with a more strong in a strong way, and is like mechanical press. Think a mechanical press
Cool.
that
Okay.
push all whatever you put under it.
Like flatten it out.
Yes, yes. This kind of flattenering, I don't know if it's the right word. Uh, it you need that because with that you can reach more volume. So the usually in the audio world the volume have a threshold. So above
Yeah.
that threshold you can go because you go into a distortion stage. So you go
Yes.
with a over saturation stage.
Yes.
So technically you don't you can go over a certain volume, but
Mm-hmm.
with the limiter you can do that because you act on the a part of the your audio that is called RMS, and it was how we perceived the overall volume in a medium situation. So not the peaks, but the medium perceived volume.
Interesting.
And with this, you can make the audio more loud. In a nutshell,
Yeah, I
you
know that the
achieve
main
loudness.
purpose of a compressor is to make it so that you can like blast it, so it could be like really loud, right?
Mm. I suppose one way to build on the clothes in the box analogy is that if you fold your clothes up, you can fit more clothes in the box. So I don't know if that works at
Oh,
all.
maybe you
you
guys are
know,
so big brained.
because we have to flatten it all out and
Ye-
and then you can
Ye-
fit more clothes in.
Yes, if I have to try to explain with another analogy, maybe it's food. No, it's
Yeah,
food
Food.
because
I like the sound of
Oh,
that.
it's always food.
maybe you have a good pasta. It's all good. It's perfect, but with a tiny bit more of salt, you can make it more better.
Yeah.
So more salt, more better. And the limiter, it's something like that. With the limiter, you can go more louder, and the sound you achieve is more present, more forward. So you have a closer feeling of the audio, and something like the salt.
I love it. So when you were working on Space Opera 9000 in particular, was there anything about it that sort of like stood out to you as an audio engineer about it? Like that maybe took more focus than like, another song and maybe a different genre would or something?
Mm, uh, for the genre itself, I don't think is kind different from a classical J-pop track,
Okay, all right. So
because
it kind of fits into that same like category of that kind of mastering that you would be doing.
yes, because in J music in general, we have a certain type of balance. So drum, bass, and vocal, in general, are always in the same spot, same
Ah,
sweet spot.
oh,
So
interesting.
yes, in J music, for example, bass is more present in the mix compared to a normal pop track. Maybe the bass is less subby, is less giant in terms of feeling that you have when you listen the song, but is more forward in the mix, because in J music the bass line is more articulate, so you have a lot of notes, passing notes, slap, and various techniques. It's not a steady. So bass line. It's not like bo
Right.
bo bo. It's like dum 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 dum. It's like something more rhythmical. Or do 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 dum do do dum do dum 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 do 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 do
Yeah.
do, like that. So you can't.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You can't act in equal in equal way compared to a normal pop track, because the goal is totally different. In a normal pop track, maybe the vocal are more over product have an producing is overproducting on it, maybe auto tune, a lot of effects, and it's very forward in the mix. Maybe more of J-pop track. If I think maybe Ariana Grande, if you listen a song by her or another pop musician, the vocal are very present in the mix, and the arrangement are in some way more less dense. Dense, not like the general, less less density. There is less density in the arrangement, and so you have a different way to approach, a different approach in general. And the goal for this track is to have a very a very powerful, like a fire bomb while a
Yeah,
fire.
I felt the firebomb in my heart,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah, effect, because the J music have that kind of feeling. So something that is overhyped in some way,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you want shake the people in. So the goal is this. Cioè, in my mind, the I visualize a stage or maybe a lot of people that jump on this song.
It makes me want
Oh,
to jump
we
up
could
and
Uh,
see
down,
them all
that's for
jumping in the
sure.
club. Yeah. Like,
yes, yes. So with this in mind, I started to mastering the song,
Yeah.
and after a couple of version, because maybe you want it more bright or something more dark, we choose the best version I did. And stop. And I rendered the track, exported it, and I sent to Face Connect management
Yeah.
and to Ferris. So now it's on all it's on YouTube, and I hope to in all the platform maybe
Hmm.
in the future.
Yeah, and I want to point out too, Hunter, this is not your first rodeo with Face Connect, right? You have
No,
done other work for them, including composing tracks, right? You did
y-
Kaleido's song, and you did some background music for Euphoria's anime, right?
yes, yes. I did also an instrumental recreation cover for a cover for Face Connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did also the previous mastering for the TV sides version of this song.
You did, yeah, that's right. So it was the same song but longer this time. So, but you at least
Yes,
had practice with it, right?
yes, and it's strange, but it's not the same,
Mm-hmm.
because if you have a song that is more longer, maybe something can be different, because you have to think about the big picture.
Right.
So the entire in the entire song. So, and not so only an half of the song. So maybe in the first half something happened, but in the second half no. So if the song is different in the two half, you
Yeah.
have to try to find a sweet spot. So the first half of the song sound good like the second.
Yeah, because the second half brings in all of Serena's work, which means that you have to account for a lot more instruments in the song for the longer version, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because in the first part of the song, the Sarina orchestral part isn't present in or is there are other instruments that are leads in that part. So maybe the synths parts or the perks. So are different. There are difference between the two parts. So if I have to think about the an entirety of the song or the whole song, I have to think about the difference, but also what are the remain the same. So for example, the bass, the drum remain the same,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't make so difference between the parts, because we if are two different, are like two different song, and this is not the goal for a mastering.
Right.
So if you listen a song and the first half is okay, in the second meh, maybe, or is a crappy mix or a crappy mastering.
Right.
I think I have access to the stems. It's also something that make you to understand better how the composer imagined the song. So how the arrangement works, because you can listen in the specific the parts alone. So maybe the bass in solo or the drum. So you have the isolated tracks. I think this is a way to also improve yourself, to understand how make better your music. So as a composer and as a sound engineer, sometime I think in two different way. A way to think for a composer, it's not equal to a way to think for a sound engineer, because maybe like as a composer you want maybe layer more instrument, but as a sound engineer you start to think, maybe this instrument creates some resonance and some problem
Yeah.
to another instrument. So if you can access to the stems, you see and listen how much the composer think about these things, without know, they compose with some space between the instruments, but some other composer not do that. So maybe the mastering of the mix could be more difficult to do.
That's interesting. Yeah. So different composers probably require different amounts of work on your end.
Yes, yes.
Yes, me handing entire orchestras to Harush. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
My YouTube's having a little trouble, by the way. So I'm like looking at it like, ooh. Error. YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Maybe I gotta wiggle around a little bit.
Oh no.
Viewers will experience buffering. Oh no. Viewers are experiencing
What's
buffering. I'm sorry,
buffering?
viewers. But yeah. So and how to, as a person, I'll just keep going. Show us go on. As a person who is both a composer and an audio engineer, I feel like that probably gives you a bigger body of knowledge to work with when you're doing one or the other, right? Like you can kind of connect what you're doing on one side to the other side.
Some in some cases I fight with my other side, because maybe you want do something very odd, or maybe you want a very dense density, a very full arrangement, but you know as a sound engineer that this is a pain in the ass.
So basically, inside you, there are two wolves. One of them is composer, and one of them is a sound engineer.
Yes. But in the recent time, I make some improvements in this, because now I can switch from one to another in a smoothly way, without have a personality crisis. So And I think that if you are like me, so you have two sides, you have to care about what are the best moves that give you the best emotions without stay too much on the technical stuff.
Huh.
So if something works, leave it as it is, and
Yeah.
no and
Sometimes
don't
just
try
the
to
feeling,
change
the
it.
gut feeling is important, huh?
Yes, yes, because if you are only a sound engineer, maybe sometime, not always, but sometime you can become too cold, too analytics, and maybe lost some some emotion, some feelings from the songs. Instead, if you think too much as a composer without caring about nothing, so no sound design, no timbre of the instrument, zero, you compose and stop, maybe you can have a bad result at the final, in the final stage, because your track is too messy.
Right.
So a good sweet spot, a good balance between um, these two person. It's, I think it's a good way, at least in the our world life, balancing the things. It's the best way to have a good life and have a
Oh
good
yeah,
result.
balance in everything. Just like Mr. Miyagi would also tell us, balance is very important.
Yes, yes, yes. This is the same with audio.
Well, that's really cool. You have sort of a philosophy of audio. It's not just technical, there is a philosophy behind it. And I think that really shows in your work because it's all very polished and it has a lot of emotion in it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing your
you.
process with it. As somebody who feels like, mixing and mastering are basically wizardry, like you have to just be a sorcerer, a magical sorcerer or something. I really
They're in
enjoyed
that
hearing
stage.
about that process.
Yeah, yes, yes. Maybe for me, sometime when I listen some other sound engineer, maybe sound engineer of big studios, maybe sometime I felt this feeling, so like wow, wow, this is a wizard.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in reality, it's all in the in the arrangement and the recording stage. Because if you have bad recording instrument, bad recorded vocals, or I don't know, an arrangement that is very um, bassy, or very um, or very dull, I think you can be also the best sound engineer in the world, and the result still bad.
Right. It's sort of like I have heard that you can turn, like a good recording into a great final product or a great mix, but you can't turn a bad initial recording into a good final product or a good
Eh,
mix.
yes, yes, yes.
So it's like you need
Uh,
good building blocks to build with, to build on top
yeah,
of.
yeah, yes. Back to the food analogy,
Hmm.
is if your ingredients are not fresh, are not good, and you make maybe your sandwich. Uh, Also, if you pick in it a lot of sauces, or maybe other stuff, if the ingredients are poor, your sandwich will be poor.
Oh, that is so. That's so wise. You have a lot of wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's always for me experience because I worked on a lot of very very bad recording
Oh, no.
instruments and tracks. So I starting to learn how much is important recording, and this is why I create a service called audio consulants.
Hell yeah!
Because
Plug that audio counseling service.
thank you, thank you. This is
I'm
because
buying one. I am buying a
really.
consultation because Lord
Oh,
knows my streams need help.
if you want, I'm available. So
Oh
don't
yeah.
worry.
Well, I'll
Um,
be streaming a little bit more after this, but do you think maybe next time our next Avengers meeting, you know, you and me could sit down for a little bit and hash some sound stuff out?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. My final words on this is put more attention on what you doing or what you do in the first stage, because if you start good and all remains good, the final stage will be good.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for your wisdom, Haru. Well, I think we've really done a great job. Everybody, good job. Go team, go Avengers. Talking about our whole process that we go through to make a song, how we make the soup. So I think I would just like some parting words about everybody. Now that the project is finished and what we're looking forward to in the future, and then I'll jump over to my art room and I'm gonna finish my Euphoria fan art that I started when the TV size came out, and you guys are not obligated to stick around for that because I know you are all actually working on music today. I interrupted your musicians meeting to start this stream, so we'll do like we did in the beginning, and I think we'll go from left to right, starting with Serena.
Okay. So parting words. On what particular topic was that?
Space
Sorry?
Opera 9000.
Okay. Yes, of course. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad it's out now that I can talk about how cool this song is and to run with that, because I've heard it since the beginning and I've been humming it to myself a lot, and now I can talk about it and tell people like, go listen to it.
Right?
Yeah,
Isn't
that-
it so
it's
great when
amazing.
the song's out and
Yeah.
then the you don't have to
Yeah.
keep quiet anymore?
Yeah, and it's nice to have like a little taste of like, oh, this technically I just have some agency work, just a little bit, but now I can just go up to people and say, hi, I'm an agency composer.
You
Technically,
are!
I mean, okay, there. Come to think of it, there is that Fuamo cooking. So technically, yeah, but
Yeah, just
Yeah,
casually
yeah.
drops that in there. Casually
I
Fumoku
forget
jingle.
that. I don't know. I just forget that sometimes. Oh yeah, you know what?
That would
But,
make a great pickup line, like, "Hey babe, I wrote music for Phase Connect."
a little bit. Yes. And here's to like, hopefully more opportunities to go along, and more awesome music from Phase. And like, I'm eager to just look into these, Phase Euphoria more and like check out these people.
Oh my
and,
god,
like,
I was sending Serena like clips of everybody this morning. I was like, Serena, this
Yeah.
is serious business. You need to tell me
Research.
which one is your Oshi. And Ferris was like, no, we can't have Oshis. We're the staff. We have to love everyone the same. And I was like, oh damn, Ferris, you're right. But
I didn't say we. I said I. That's the rule I live
but it
by.
probably applies to all of
Yeah.
us, right?
You guys are
Yes.
fine. You're more. That's part of your brand.
Oh my
I
god,
think.
but
I
I was
think being
totally
a.
like, oh my god, Serena, you would love Rudy. I'm guessing that after I show you clips of everyone, you're gonna vibe with Rudy so much. That is
Yeah,
like so
so,
Serena coded.
And she was right. What do they call the Rooney fans? Because
What do they,
what's the name?
Serena? You should know. You need to look up this
No, I'm
information
not. I was
immediately.
right, because I was gonna. Oh, now I have to look. What was it? Ruination, like the nation. Yes, you
Man,
might be
she's
looking
so
at a
clever.
future member of the Ruination for all you know.
Our queen is
like-
so clever. I like how her art tag is like Ruseum. That's so good.
Yeah. So yeah.
But actually, I've been following Amy's career pretty closely too. Even though I'm only lurking in the chat, I remember when she was a little baby hamster, and I could hold her in the palm of my hand. And I am so proud of the beautiful, artistic, screaming woman she has become. So, you know. But I'll be cheering for everybody, for real. They all have such big personalities, you know? Everybody in Euphoria, really, you know. I love Saya's thirst for adventure and her sense of fun. And I love Muyu's chuniness. And also she looks delicious, but that's a discussion for another time. So, yeah. And of course, we all miss our Princess Hina and wish her all of the best. So, yeah, you know, you got when I write for VTubers, I gotta get into it. You know what I mean? I love VTubers. So, yeah. All right. Well, now we know where Serena stands on the Oshi spectrum. Anything else you want to say to the kids in the audience, Serena?
To the kids in the audience,
They're all my kids.
don't
I'm
do-
older than everybody.
yeah,
You
don't do
understand?
drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. Don't do it.
No. Instead, you should follow that mystical call into the forest that leads you to the Fae Palace, where you never want to leave, and you're stuck there forever.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, our VC channel is called the Fae Palace. I was like, whoa, when did we get a palace in the group server? I am all
Yes,
about
yes.
this. Thank
Oh, yeah,
you,
that's
Serena.
my vote.
Thank you for lending us your regal air. Ferris, you're up next.
Hello. Okay, so I'm going to go right after my thing.
You are.
My
Yeah.
my final message. This is Sai, the guitarist for the song, will be arriving at my house
Hell yeah!
very
Tell him I
soon.
said hi.
Ah,
And I also got other work to do, but I will keep it simple. My final words are whoa, 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 whoa.
I could just feel the emotion.
Whoa.
It's like an ending.
Oh,
Yeah.
and there goes Ferris.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Ferris. We'll miss you. Bye. Don't turn back into a mountain. I'll be mad. Okay. It's time for my final words. My final words. I love VTubers. I love them. I love idols. I love music. I love songs. I love making them stuff and then being in the chat like, yeah! That is it. I hope we get to work together. Lots and lots and lots. The end. Haru, final words from you.
My final word is: if you have a dream, be consistent in your on what you do, and keep going and go forward.
Thank you, Sensei. I will do it. I will go for my dreams.
Yes.
Okay,
And
everybody. Okay, keep going.
ciao.
Right.
Tell us more. Give us more wisdom.
No. I'm simply tell to us ciao in Italian. Ciao.
Ciao, bellas.
Okay, I need to say bye too and leave.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Probably
Thanks for
leave the call.
coming.
Yes. Let me do my idea for
Do it.
3-day VP outro.
Do it. I'm gonna wiggle you
yes.
around a little bit, okay?
All right. If you need a little fantasy, you know where to find me.
Oh my god! I think I just fell in love a little bit.
I have that effect. Goodbye.
Bye, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna jump now into my I'm in space. Yeah. Thank you for coming. So everybody has left the chat. Yeah. So I guess I will leave the chat. Also. Look at that. Afix and Ferris are in prison in the work server. I love that. Yeah. I love that for them. Okay, so for the next part of the stream, I am going to bring up my fan art, and I'm just going to do the line art to finish it, because I had made a sketch, and now I would like to make a line art to celebrate the release of Space Opera 9000. Yeah, I like that you like my yeah. Oh, thanks, Haru. So let me go to my painting room. Let's see. Here we are. My art studio. Oh, wait. Where am I? I am invisible! no. I'll find myself. Don't worry. Sometimes you lose yourself, and then you have to go on a deep soul-searching adventure. And sometimes you find yourself in the upper left corner, and then you just scooch right on back down here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm back, babies. Did you miss me? So let's pull up Clip Studio Paint. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline everybody, and then I'm going to write like a little note. This is what I always do when I do a song for like a company or something. I like to draw them some line art. I'm not really great at coloring, but maybe someday I'll get there. But I draw some line art, and then I write a little note for them saying like thanks for having me on the project and everything. And then I put it on my Twitter, basically. Alright, let me find my files. I'm opening Clip Studio Paint. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, look, you guys can see it. Yay. Alright, and then I gotta do a file open. Gotta find my picture that I started. Let's see, I go to pictures. I go to, let's see. Can I type in phase and it'll come up? Or like Euphoria or Space Opera? I must have saved it as something along those lines. Oh boy, watch me not be able to find my own file. That's embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing, get it? Because I'm a bear? Oh god, the struggle is real. Oh lord, oh man, I'm really floundering without my friends. I need the power of friendship, right, Miss Haru and Serena and Ferris? Oh, dang. Okay, let's see. I have so many files. It's not in this folder, I don't think. No. Would have been great if I had, figured this part of it out ahead of time. Alas. That's okay. How's everybody doing today? It's Sunday afternoon. I hope you're all just chilling. I sure am. Let's see. Where did I save this file? It's gonna drive me insane. I might need to search my whole entire computer for this. Why did they elude me? Why are they lost? I usually save everything in my pictures folder. Man. Let me see. Would it be under open recent? Oh, I had a lot of stuff open. Darn. I got screenshots galore. Oh, Euphoria Fan on Space Opera 9000. It was in my shortcuts. Oh my god, I'm so happy I found it. I missed you, picture. Okay, I'm over it. We're so back. We're so back. I'm sure everybody's gone now because all the interesting people have left the room. So it's fine. Yeah, let's trace our beautiful space captain. Here I go. I got my Wacom tablet. I got my Wacom pen that I accidentally lost earlier this week, and then I found it again, which is great. I like the part where I was reunited with my tablet pen. So, let's zoom in on this purple space cow child. So smug. So adorable. So full of methane gas. I love everything about her. Oh wait, I need to start a new layer or I'm gonna be in pain later. By the way, unlike with writing lyrics, I am not a very seasoned artist, but I do it for fun because, you know, I really like giving people the doodles of my heart. Do you ever just want to give someone the doodle of your heart? I want to do that every time I write songs for these cute girls. Let's see. New layer. There we go. I'm going to call it Outline. Yeah. Now we're cooking. Let's see. What kind of pen shape do I like? Maybe this one. I like this one, actually. Oh, and then you know what I want to do? I gotta turn on... My friend Sugar taught me this thing called stabilization. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, so it's like you can make your lines a little bit smoother, I think. But I'm having trouble finding that. Let's see. Show subtool pen palette? Let's see. Oh, there's pen, there's marker, there's brush size. Interesting. Okay, I don't know where the stabilization option went. I'm so good at Clip Studio. It's fine. I'll just trust in my hand. I trust you, hand. Be stable AF. You can do it. Draw all the VTubers. Yeah, VTubers. They sure are. You know, I like that time when there's a VTuber and she VTubered so hard that she VTubered. That was... Oh, look! Stabilization's here, actually. It's almost all the way up already. My hand is just that shaky. Oh, boy. Okay, back to the layers, so that makes me... I don't know why, but I get, like, separation anxiety when I can't see my layers. Do you ever feel separation anxiety, chat, when you can't see the layers? Because maybe that's just a me problem, but I don't know. Yeah, so guess what, everybody? So Muya did a cover recently, and my friend Plix mixed it, right? And I was very excited about that, because I like to see my kids working. I like to see my kids getting jobs. Oh my god, somebody's in the chat. Somebody's in the chat. Hi! Hi, everybody. I like the bit where they beat and they tube. Me too, me too, me too, me too. Hi! Hello, Garuko. Hello, John. I'm waving at you with my hands. Alright, I'm gonna move the chat over here so I can see you guys better. There we go. Now we're cooking. I've said now we're cooking like 4 times. I'm not actually cooking anything. So what did I cook today? I cooked waffles in the toaster. I cooked Eggo waffles. Well, yeah, you need as much info on screen as possible. I feel that. I feel that. I made, Eggo waffles, but I made them a little bit fancy, okay, because I put syrup on them and I put raspberries on top also. Which means they had some sort of nutritional content, I think. There had to at least be like a little bit of vitamin C in there, you know, in my breakfast. And my dad called me today, and, you know, because I had told him about the time that my car battery died earlier this week, and I had to call out, like, a roadside service assistant, mechanic guy, and my dad was like, Stephanie, you're a woman, and you're alone on the road, and you need to be able to fix your own car. Which I appreciate. I appreciate that he's worried about me. Actually... Wayne's uncle is a mechanic, and so I was gonna ask him to teach me. But, you know, I guess it is important, like, if you're ever, like, I don't know, in trouble, and it's, like, a dark and stormy night, dude, you gotta use your jump cables, you gotta, I don't know, change your tires or your oil or something. I get that. So I understand now how woefully inadequate I am when it comes to car stuff. But hey, everybody has something they're not good at, right? You just gotta keep on trucking till you're kind of mid at everything. Look at Muyu with her little space rocket, her little space captain rocket, and her little space captain smirk. She's gonna save the world and take a nap. So purple. So alien and yet so familiar. This is definitely what a spaceship looks like, by the way. I didn't need a reference. I definitely know what a spaceship looks like. I feel like this should be like closer to the other two. They're very uneven. I could have just copy and pasted one window, but no. They all have to be slightly unique, right? Being mid at everything is your superpower? Ah, I feel that. You want to be a master of none, but a jack of all. I got that backwards. It's fine. That is the model. Sneak! OMG, what are you doing in my chat? I'm a little embarrassed, everybody. Sneak's like a real artist. You know what? Being average man is a great superpower. I respect that. I want my superpower to be getting 8 uninterrupted hours of sleep every night. That is all I want my superpower to be. You may think that 8 hours of sleep a night, woman, is boring, but I think it would make me slightly less mid at everything. And also, I would feel great all of the time. I wouldn't need... Fushi! Hello! I'm doing a doodle. How are you today? Yeah, how was your trip to the supermarket? That sounded like time. I like to stay up to date on all the latest, like my friends going to the supermarket. Yeah, so I just did like a big talk with all of my composer and audio friends that worked on the song Space Opera 9000 for Euphoria's first anniversary. Thank you very much, thank you. I was talking to them. And now I am all by myself. Oh, you had a taro bun. Okay, so I guess it was a successful, I can say words, a successful trip to the grocery store for you. That is awesome. I, too, should make a trip to a grocery store and get some snacks. I have one salad left in the fridge, and I have some frozen food. So it's not like I'm going to starve over here or anything. Don't worry about that. But, man, taro bun sounds really good. Like, I want to go to a place that has, like fresh bakery stuff and maybe indulge a little bit. I feel like I deserve a treat after that stream. Which is still ongoing, but you know. I did my best to interview people. And it was kind of last minute, right? Like, so I wasn't really paying as much attention to what was going on in the chat after, like, my part was over. And I didn't get any pings. But then I saw the song was out. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, do you want to do a little podcast style stream where we talk about what we did? You know, we had to clear with staff. And this was all done, like, yesterday night while I was, like, in bed, getting ready for bed. Oh, you got Lunar New Year candles! Oh my gosh! That's so cool. I always like to get, they have like, you know, they have like porcelain figures of the animal for whatever year it is in the Chinese zodiac. So actually, but I get them around like the start of the, like the January 1st New Year as opposed to the Lunar New Year usually. Because my store usually gets them in on like the Japanese New Year, which is the same as American New Year. Yeah, treat break. I would like a little treat, and I kind of sort of ate all of the chocolate in my house, so I'm like, now what? I have bananas, and I was thinking, okay, I really want to make banana bread. However, the bananas are green and they are not ripening, and so I cannot make banana bread. I could just make bread like without the bananas, like I guess, but that wouldn't be as good. And it wouldn't technically be bread, it would be cake. You know what I mean? Because, like, banana bread is actually a cake. They lied to you. Banana bread is not bread. It's cake. They had a stuffed snake plushie. Oh, my gosh. So I do have a plush snake that I got at, like, a Bed Bath & Beyond that I keep in my living room. And the funny thing is, it is a plush snake. And it is meant as, like, a room decoration for, like, probably, like, a child's room. However, it has a tag coming off of it. His name is Mr. Snake Jungle Friend. Like, that is what it said on the tag. But he has another tag coming off of him that says, this is not a toy. And I'm like, okay. But it's a stuffed animal, but it's not a toy? Question mark? It's really just there to make your room look good, I guess? Okay, I want this rocket to have, like, 3 rocket booster thingies, actually. I'm gonna put them all here. Yeah, that makes it look more... It totally looks like a rocket and not a weird tentacle or anything, right? This definitely is what a rocket looks like. Oh, wait. You know what I forgot? Rockets have, like... maybe something like this. Yeah, now it looks like a rocket, okay? It looks so much like a rocket. Right? Stuffed animals are toys. If not toys, then what are they? Okay, she's coming along. Oh, Space Captain Muyu, command me to do anything you want. I will probably listen and not slack off, probably. Muyu has a great singing voice. Like, I know she's got a very cute speaking voice, right? But actually, she's a very skillful singer. And I wonder how she learned to do that. How do you be so cute and also so good at singing, you know? Okay, let's see. One little more piece of hair, and I think I'll have her done. Yeah, there we go. My line work is clean. Well, that's because my friend Sugar taught me about this thing called the stabilization tool. And also, I draw very simple, uncomplicated things, you understand. So. Yeah, they say practice makes perfect, but I've been practicing since I was 14. I am now a grown bear. And I'm certainly not perfect, but maybe a little better than I was. Yeah, I think to really get skillful at art, you need to do, like, tutorials and stuff. But, you know, sometimes in my old age, I'm like, I just want to make something and I don't care if it looks completely scuffed. So, and I think people do appreciate when I make them art, like, even though it's not professional grade, right? Like, certainly not as exciting to behold as, say, the art that was in the official video. However, they appreciate the time and love that I put into it, you know? Yeah, I mean, doing tutorials about just about anything will make you better at it, right? Like, Fushe, I bet that's how you got so good at OBS. Well, that and trial by fire, I guess, if you're a VTuber and you're doing it in real time. But, it's a little of both, right? You need practical experience, and you need somebody to teach you how to do things properly, I feel like. Like, you know how, like, Haru was just talking about all of his audio engineering skills that he knows, that he got through practical experience. But also, I think he would be a really good teacher. Like, if I ever wanted to be like, hey, Haru, like, can you help me, like, balance this audio in real time or something? Which is why I'm hiring him to do that thing at our next Avengers meeting. We call ourselves the Avengers because Ferris assembled us all to work on a project together. And we're like, wow, we just assembled. We're like the Avengers, you know? So, now our work chat is called the Avengers. We should probably come up with a more unique name, but for right now, it's funny too, because like we were in the Phase Connect work server, and I was like, oh guys, do you want to do like a little behind the scenes thing at our next Avengers meeting? And first, it's like, I like how you're just dropping the Avengers name in the Phase Connect official work chat. Saya is so cute, and we have the same Hololive Oshi, I think. I really love Saya's singing in the song. I tried to imitate like kind of like the sweetness of her voice in the demo, and I could not even come close. I mean, my voice has its own flavor, don't get me wrong. Right? But I don't know, she just brought so much character to it. Like it was just, her part was just so uniquely her, and but so soft and so cute, and but like bright, you know? Oh man, it just came out really good. I'm really happy with how it came out. We got some spiky wings over here, and of course I gave her a Game Boy because she needs something to play with or she'll get bored. You can't just be rescuing princesses 24/7. You need something fun to do. Okay, I need to tell you all, I actually took out every Game Boy I had yesterday evening because I started a new file on a Pokemon Crystal game where I had the battery replaced recently. Make the hand a little bit more shapely. I don't know how I feel about it, but... yeah, I brought out every Game Boy I had. I was trying so hard. I wanted to trade myself a Pikachu because you usually can't get one until like later in the game, right? And I was like, oh man, I want to trade myself a Pikachu for my other game. However, every single Game Boy I tried, whether it was the Advance with the Advance link cable or the regular Game Boy with the regular Game Boy link cable, none of them worked. Literally all of them malfunctioned. And I don't know if it's because my Game Link cable is broken now or what, but man, I tried every combination of link cables and Game Boys you can think of. The struggle of being a woman in your 30s who wants to trade Pokemon with yourself because you're playing Pokemon by yourself in your 30s. I really just wanted a Pikachu, man. Well, I'll be really excited when they come out with like an actual new Pokemon game, like Legends. I know, right, Sneak? Oh, the horror. Okay, yeah. That's my space. What is she? A general, right? General Saya in this story. That's my space general. You tried booting up your old iPod Touch and it refused to live? Oh, that's depressing. I have the second generation iPod Touch and I don't know if it works or not because I lost a plug to it a long time ago. And it's like a really robust, wide charging cable for that one. It is not at all like the USB chargers and lightning cables of today. But you know what? That thing got me through college. I only had like 20 songs on my playlist at the time because you had to pay for them individually, right? Like there was no Apple Music. It was only iTunes. All right. Okay. I think that's it. I think everything else is just like, well, maybe I'll she had like a part of her hair that came down in there. No, I like it better without it. Okay. There she is. Okay. Oh wait, I gotta finish the Game Boy though. Game Boy needs a game pack, obviously. Game Boy I also did not use a reference for, but I don't really need one. I know what a Game Boy looks like in the back. I know what a Game Boy looks like in the front. I know what a Game Boy looks like from the side. I am a Game Boy lady. Yeah, man, it's weird to think that we used to use those old chargers all the time. There she is, my little PogChamp, winning it, Donkey Kong. Or whatever, you know. Okay, Princess, let's go. Princess Hina. Our sweet, sweet birdie. I will start at the top and work my way down. She's probably got one of the more complex designs, which a princess should have a more complex design. There we go. Of course, I had to simplify it to Stephanie's specifications or else we'd be here all day with me trying to figure out all of the intricacies of an outfit. Sneak, how do you do it? How do you draw clothing and accessories? It is very mighty of you. She's got some laurel crown going on there. Very fancy, very Greek. As a princess with a more complex design, you concur? Yeah, you better concur. I've seen your design in person in real life at Idolfest. That was quite the design. Why do these leaves look completely uneven? Don't worry about it. It's the thought that counts, okay, chat? Leaf. 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 Yeah, those are so vaguely leaf-shaped, I am amazed with myself. Okay, though, of course, she's got little beads, little beads. You try not to think about how many details you have to worry about. Okay, that's so valid. I respect it. I start tracing my silly sketch and I realize how jank everything is. But you know, jank is basically my middle name at this point. It wouldn't be Stephanie artwork without jank. Being obsessed with icon outfits when you were younger means everything else is at least slightly better. Oh man. Yeah, that is some pretty fancy stuff. Okay, so there's like a star here. A vaguely star-shaped blob here. What is this? I made a star with 6 doots. 6 out doots. Everybody knows stars generally have 5 out doots, unless it's the Star of David, in which case it's shaped completely different, because then it's just 2 triangles on top of each other. And yeah. Okay, we got the hood. The mysterious hood. Help me. Space Captain Muyu, you're my only hope. Gotta have the hood to be a space princess. I can't wait to have dinner. I am so excited for dinner. I don't know what I have for dinner, actually. I think I ate my last microwave enchilada yesterday. Oh, I have soup. I can make soup. I could totally make soup. Although I'd have to wash some dishes first because I used all of the bowls on cereal and other soup. I am a simple bear who eats simple foods and uses all of the bowls within the span of like 3.5 days. It's fine. Yeah, soup. Hey, remember the soup store meme? That was a time in our lives. And everybody was quoting the soup store skit. I feel like the soup store skit... Oh my god, mug soup. You're so big brain, Sneak. I think I need to wash some mugs too, but yeah. Yeah, I must have at least one clean mug in this house. Man. I feel like the soup store skit is like the Monty Python dead parrot sketch of our time. I really do. Because everybody was quoting it. Everybody knew it. Everybody thought it was really funny, and it was just like sort of this silly little thing. You know, actually, okay. What do you mean was quoting the soup store skit? Okay, Serena, would you like to perform the soup store skit for us in chat, please and thank you? I'll be waiting. There was even a chorus battle team called the Sugoi Soup Store. I remember that. I think Cabby was in it. Oh man, I miss Cabby. What the heck is Cabby up to now? Probably being like a successful computer programmer or something, if we're being real, or like game designer. Cabby could make a whole game in like a week. She was insane. And she was a good singer, too. That's why I voted for Cabby to be the Utaite president, or at least vice president. You're at soup. Do people not know the soup store anymore? I mean, I don't know, Sneak. I feel like memes are there's like new memes every day now. What do you mean you're at soup? She's really doing it. I love this. There we go. I'll read it as you type it. Jog my memory. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Maybe make it a little more even. There we go. Why would anyone buy clothes at the soup store? And actually, have you ever seen a soup store in real life? I actually have not. I've been to a supermarket that had soup. I have been to restaurants that serve soup, but like none of them really specialize in soup. I guess there is that place in New York that the soup place in Seinfeld was based off of, you know? The no soup for you guy. But that is probably the closest thing to a soup store that exists, as far as I know. There's actually a clothing shop called Soup. Oh, okay. So is that like art imitating life or life imitating art with regards to the soup store skit? I wonder. Oh, beautiful princess, Hina, blast me with your blobby shape that I drew you in. Come back from heaven and teach me your ways. There are certain memes that are evergreen because they're like historical relics to be shown across time. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, does like all your base still mean anything to anybody? Because that was like the meme in like 2002. What about the owl that says, "Oh, really"? Does anybody recognize that guy anymore? What about Charlie bit my finger? Charlie the unicorn. There's a lot of Charlies in the meme world, you understand. The Numa Numa guy. Baya he, baya ha, baya he, baya ha ha. Man, that guy was having the time of his life. I respect him. Having the time of his life on Newgrounds for some reason, because I guess we didn't really have YouTube. The pre-YouTube internet was a whole thing, you guys. You don't even... I mean, maybe some of you do, but... you can't even fathom the weird, depraved depths of, like, that one guy who made a bunch of Flash animations starring Colin Mockery for no reason. Did not cite the ancient magic to me, which I was there was written. Oh, man. That's Narnia, right? But, I mean, very applicable in this situation in particular, specifically. Why is one side like this spiky and the other side not spiky? I could look at the original art for reference, but I don't feel like I have time because I'm really hungry and I want to make sure this gets up on Twitter within like 24 hours-ish of the song release, you know? Kids know Charlie the Unicorn. Okay, thank you. Woo, I'm glad that Charlie is still in the public mind. Charlie the Unicorn was around your meme entry level. Ah, that was a popular quote for middle school recess. Charlie! 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 What do you want? I'm on a bridge, Charlie! Yeah, I mean, like, I actually still do that whenever I'm driving over a bridge with someone. But, like, that's because I'm freaking old, you know? I don't know if, you know, how much it gets around on the playground anymore. Let's see. I'm a very big fan of dramatic groundhog. Is he a groundhog? Dramatic gopher? Like, I feel like people get the animal wrong that it actually is. It's prairie dog. I want to say it's actually a dramatic prairie dog. I still sometimes turn around and go dun dun dun. Yeah. Do you ever just turn around and look at someone and go dun dun dun? Big prairie dog eyes like this. Yeah. I sure do. Okay. I got this, I got that, I gotta do the sleeve. What on earth or not earth because we're in space is going on with this sleeve? I don't know, and I drew it. Oh, I see. This is part of the sleeve, and then the hood is in the back. Okay. It's all coming back to me now. Prairie dog sounds right. Yeah, I feel like it's a prairie dog. I feel like... Who else could give you the side eye like that but a prairie dog? I respect prairie dogs. Oh man, and speaking of small animals, right? Like mammals, honey badger. Am I right? Honey badger was the whole thing. Oh man, what was that, like 2012? Oh, I'm so old. But even, oh, I feel like there's more to her hood than what I actually drew. Okay. Because this is the, okay, so actually I need to erase some stuff. It's fine. And then, how did this even, you know what? It's like, eh. Something like that. Something like that. Doge! Oh my god, yeah, much meme, very well. Doge. Wonder what that little guy's doing now. I know Piano Cat has long since shuffled off this mortal coil and gone to Piano Cat heaven. He's playing piano in the sky now. Anyway, I'm gonna draw Amy. Speaking of hamsters, right? That was a thing too, the hamster dance. Dun 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 dun, right? You know the one. And it's, Amy sang it on her debut, actually. So, y'all know it. Y'all love it. The hamster dance, it had its own website. Then there were like spin-off websites like the demonic hamster dance, and they had like blood on them and fangs like Dracula. And then the owner of the regular site was like, you're not allowed to do that. But that was kind of before we sort of had, I feel like, defined memes as like almost sort of like public domain, like by de facto. You know, that like you can't really own a meme. Like the meme just sort of enters cyberspace and lives in the public, you know. As far as most people are concerned. I'm sure there's still legal battles over memes and stuff, but I don't hear much about them. You know who's really good at drawing Amy? Amy. She does some great self-portraits. There are many great portraits of Amy drawn by Amy. There are many great portraits of Amy drawn by other people. This is not one of them. However, it is a portrait of Amy. And we should appreciate her. And her hamster face. And her hamster eyes that have seen horrors beyond your imagination. We will not speak of them. That is the most lopsided eyeball. It's all good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was much more specific to a media piece. Now it's all about riffing off of each subsequent iteration, right? Like, how many different ways has the loss meme been conveyed? You know what I mean? And now it's just like you can do it with sticks, and people are like, oh my god, you know, it's loss. Or like, you know, like let's take ibuprofen together or something like that, where it's like you can just put your favorite like fandom character in it or whatever, like reaching out to you, or use like a stock heart from it or something, you know. I really like the kind of like draw your squad bases that they're pretty old now too, but like the Monopoly meme still lives in my head rent free. Like every time I enter a new like fandom space or something, I'm like, ooh, where would everybody be standing in the draw your squad Monopoly meme, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Well, this sure is a Space Opera 9000 fan art. It sure is one of hopefully more than 5 Space Opera 9000 fan arts. Maybe I should write some fan fiction. I don't know, they kind of did that themselves on their anniversary stream though, let's be real. I mean, they kind of like LARPed it. So we already know how the story goes. So weird to think of things as old, but 2015 was a decade ago. Yeah. We're old now, Snake. Welcome to the old person's home for old people. We got Doge. And we got whatever else we were doing in 2015. I think Doge is a little older, actually. I want to say like 2012-ish, but do not quote me. All the years blur together for me, if I'm being real. It's really just everything after, like, I don't know, I graduated high school. It's kind of just like a big amorphous blob of time in which everything I ever did exists at once. Well, there's sort of like, there's like post-high school but pre-pandemic. And then there's like pandemic and everything after it, you know what I mean? Like they're like kind of separate blobs in my mind. Yeah. Remember in 2012 when it was supposed to be the end of the world and then that didn't happen? GameStop had a coupon where you could get like $20.12 off a game. So I think I bought Skyrim, but then I never got a chance to play it because my dad moved and took the Xbox with him. It happens. He really wanted to play the college football games. So I was like, you know what? Valid. By the way, the Eagles were playing today. My dad called me and told me before he watched the game. I wonder how that went. Because if they won this one, they go to the Super Bowl. And if not, they don't. Right? Everything is one big jumble of both Forever Go and yesterday. Yeah, $20. Yeah, right? And those were $12. It was a crazy time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. I think I've drawn the whole hamster torso. If I had to draw legs on these things, I would literally die. Okay, time for the evil woman. Let's go. Okay, once again, I'll start at the top, at the very pointy top, and I'll work my way down. My queen deserves much better art. This is all that I can offer. This is my paltry offering to my queen. Yeah, let's go. You know, so little of football, other than your dad's team is out of the running. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your dad, Sneak. I'm sorry to hear that for your dad. Yeah, I know some of my friends who still live in, you know, New Jersey, who like the Eagles had like a chips and dip party where like everybody brought their own homemade dip to enjoy during the game. So that sounded like a lot of fun. The best thing about Super Bowl parties is always the food. I don't care who's playing. I don't care who's winning. I don't care who's in the halftime show. I just want some chicken wings and pizza, okay? That is the most important thing about the Super Bowl. Oh, he's happy the Lions are doing well. Well, yeah, at all, yeah. Sometimes when your team even, you know, has a few wins under their belt, you can kind of go to bed feeling good about it, you know. That's good. You know, it's funny. I was following like British football for a little bit. I liked Arsenal just because they won the World Cup at one point. Not the World Cup, the regular cup. the England Cup. World Cup is when countries play. I'm so good at football. I'm so good at sports balls. Right? The Super Bowl is more of an American holiday than some actual holidays. Like President's Day? Who? Never heard of them. The Super Bowl, though. Oh my god. That's how we wear headphones, not on our ears. Yeah, because then I can... there's a logic in this somewhere, I promise. because then I can also hear my surroundings and listen for predators. I mean, not that bears have many predators, but I'm such a small bear, you know? I still gotta be on the lookout. So it's like, you know, for multitasking purposes. Thanks for coming, by the way. Hope your weekend's going good, senpai. Mine is just getting started because I have off on Sunday, Monday. That's some kind of spiky shoulder pad. I respect that shoulder pad. I sure kind of sort of drew it. Okay. Then we've got the hand, the old Joe-sama. Am I the predator? Yeah, if you're a salmon, you better watch out. You better. 'Cause I'm gonna eat all the salmon in my vicinity. Yeah, mostly I just eat salmon. Salmon. The staple food of the Pacific Northwest. That is such a great hand. I actually used a reference picture for it. Camel made me have 2 sets of ears. Well, it would look so silly if I wore them on the top. It would look absolutely silly. I'm trying to blend in with the human folk. And also not get shot by them in the forest, you understand? It's hard being a bear. Sometimes I would say it's barely tolerable. Ha 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 ha. See what I did there? Okay, I'll stop. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, chat. Let us take pause. Oh my gosh. The fondest from our Ruby. I always want to read them as separate letters, but it's like Ruby, right? You gotta go for a walk while still out. Hell yeah, Sneak. Have a great walk. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this up and post it on Twitter and go eat something. Maybe a salmon now that we're talking about it. Oh man, I gotta go down to the river and catch a salmon and eat it with my bare hands. Get it, bare hands! We're still going. Oh god, oh no! She's never gonna stop with the bear puns. They just keep coming. Bear puns forever. I have to run out of them eventually. There must only be a finite number of bear puns that one can employ in a single stream, really. But hey, I'm almost done. I'm so proud of myself for finishing something. Sometimes it's just the accomplishment of knowing that you did something that you set out to do, even if it's not top notch. It's still got a lot of my love in it, you know? But I am so hungry. Man, the number of times this week that I've ended stream because I was hungry is starting to get a little worrying. But it's like I had to get all of the Avengers, you know, while they were still awake. Because as you know, half of the Avengers live in Europe. By the way, Serena, why are you still awake? If I hit the record, it'll be a Kodiak moment. Oh my god, yeah, no, because here's the thing. I am old enough to know that reference, unfortunately. Both from Aladdin and just from, like, general context, I understand the reference. And that's... Yep. That's where I am in my life. You're being productive, so it's okay. Yes, the rules are that if you're up past 2 in the morning, but you're being productive, it's fine. I mean, but then if you have to do anything productive the next day, it's sort of not fine, but, you know. Sometimes I'll be working on something and I'll be like, oh crap, like it's 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., like on a music project or something. And I'll be like, I have work tomorrow, but if I go to bed now, I'll still get like a reasonable amount of sleep, except that my brain will not turn off after that. After I've worked till 2 in the morning, taking in blue screen light for my computer, that I don't fall asleep till 4 or 5. And then I'm like, man, I really feel like garbage today. It's only 7 past midnight. Okay, well... That's not the worst, but you know, you gotta have a wind down routine, because like I was saying, if you work too far into the night, then it's gonna be harder and harder to fall asleep and like turn your brain off. Unless you're one of those people, Serena, which there are some people out there who I envy very much, who put their head down on the pillow and immediately within like 5 minutes have no thoughts in their brain and they're like, you know? If I could be, like I said, if my superpower was getting 8 hours of sleep a night, I would be winning at life. I would be catching so many salmon. Delicious, delicious salmon. I'd be putting them on sushi. Yeah, sushi. I love sushi. You are definitely not those people. Okay, well, good to know that there's at least 2 of us here in the Busy Brains Club. Oh my god! Did you see that, Serena? Mizuru-senpai said, Princess Serena, I loved you in Sailor Moon. Hee. Yeah, well, Serena is certainly my princess. Okay. Well, that is the best Rooney that I can draw. I think she's still beautiful in her blobby way. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna write like a little note, right? Yeah. So at the top, I'll write like a big message. I'm gonna give Amy a little more little more something here. Look, I want to fluff out her hair a little more. Like, yeah, there we go. That's better, I feel like. Makes the face feel a little more balanced. I mean, it's still a lopsided blob, let's be real, but it's less lopsided. Well, actually, so Sailor Moon was dubbed by a company called Deke, who mostly was known for, like, kind of more domestic shows like Inspector Gadget, right? And Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, which was actually a banger show, by the way. But, they also, I think, dubbed Samurai Pizza Cats with absolutely no script. Or was that Saban? Like that dynamite. Boom, yeah, I know, right? I gave her dynamite because she's a diabolical lackey. You know what? Oh, yeah, this dynamite is actually missing a line. You can't explode the dynamite unless it has the correct amount of lines. There we go. All right, now I'm going to write something. All right, I will write Euphoria. Actually, I want to dot the I with a heart because I heart them. Euphoria. There we go. And we make a smiley face. Congrats. Underline congrats. Congrats. I need to take a sip of my drink while I think. On your... Yes, I'm cooking now. Your first... Wait for it. Anniversary is gonna have to be a little wiggly. This one will have a 3 for a mouth. Mischievous. Inspector Gadget was animated in Japan and, gonna be an American version of Lupin. Very interesting. Yeah, I know. So, like, back then, this was a very different time, mind you, when anime was not at all popular here in the United States. However, shows like Muppet Babies were often animated by animation studios like Toei, who did outsource American shows, to, like, make extra money because anime was not very popular outside of Japan at that time. So that sure was a different time. And the release of, wow, look at my spelling, impeccable. And the release of... Wait, I'm gonna be like, ... Go to the bottom where there's room, Stephanie. Space. Opera. $9,000! What? 9,000? Big fat exclamation points. I need 3 of them. Wiggly line, wiggly line. Then I'll write, thanks for having me on this project. Now you listen here, Stephanie. What am I listening to? I heart you all keep making great content. Exclamation point. I'm looking forward to your bright future. And I will say my name, Heart Steph. And then I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna zoom out so you can see this bad boy. I'm gonna save it before anything bad happens. I should move that closer to the middle. I wasn't really calculating my trajectory when I was writing that. I'll do that later. Guys, I'm so hungry, I think I'm literally gonna pass out. I love you all. Thank you so much for streaming my stream. I am gonna die. I am gonna literally perish if I don't eat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Space Opera. Thank you, Face Euphoria. Thank you, audience. Thank you, listeners. Stream a million times so Ferris makes money. I already got my payout, but Ferris is getting those residuals. Give Ferris all the residuals. I love you guys. I'm feeling weak. I gotta find my ending screen so that I don't die. Yeah, thanks everybody.
熊の子の子の子スタッフタンタン熊の子の子の子スタッフタンタン熊の子の子の子スタッフタンタン熊の子の子の子スタッフタンタン熊の子の子の子スタッフタンタン熊の子の子の子スタッフタンタン